Watch out for falling records. The McKinney Lions are statistically the best offensive team in its 108-year history. However, they're also the worst defensive team in school history. Although improving in that area, they're going to need to be having continued success tonight against a very formidable offensive Frisco Centennial opponent tonight, Brandon. Although they're without their formidable quarterback, Ryan Mosikowski, still Frisco Centennial dangerous on offense.
Yeah, you definitely have to put an asterisk by there because this guy's been a freshman starter. He's a senior this year. And so, Mania, this will be our first chance to see Centennial with a different quarterback back in the backfield. But like you said, there's a reason he's good. You know, he can throw to people who catch the ball, who can run the ball, and apparently can't run the ball, as I'm sure you'll get into in a minute. But they still are always a dangerous offense, and they can score points with the best of them.
Well, I'm not sure they can't run the football. They just choose not to. Last year, throwing the football 77% of the time in their games. Of course, they went 1-9 with that philosophy. They did change direction a little bit early on this season. Their first game, matter of fact, their first game was their first win. They ran the ball 51% of the time in that football game during that win, which is something that they've never done before. Coach Mark Howard has the philosophy of throwing the football, and he should. With a quarterback as talented as Ryan Mosikowski, you think you can throw, but I think it's dangerous at times to think that's all you can do.
Well, would you rather see Troy Aikman throw all the time, or would you rather see Emmitt Smith run the ball? You know, again, I don't know the team. He knows it better than we do. They may not have anybody who has the ability to rush like that, but you don't win with one guy throwing it all the time. You win with balance.
Well, I will say, since Ryan Mosikowski left with that ankle injury against Sherman several weeks back, they have had a philosophy of running the football more. They moved out their running back, Aaron Kirkpatrick, who has really been their tailback for the most part of the past 2 years. Since they have gone to more of a running style offense, they've had Alma Adewalka back there, and Adewalka, 30 rushes, 132 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's a lot of carries for a guy who just stepped in recently. When, if you look at Kirkpatrick last year, I believe he had that many carries the entire season.
So naturally, he's their leading rusher, the guy that you got to watch out for. No one on the team has more yards than this guy, right?
Well, not necessarily, because Ryan Mosikowski, believe it or not, is the leading rusher on this team. So, you know, things have changed a little bit. When Mosikowski left as the starting quarterback with the ankle injury, they have completely changed offensive philosophies.
And I think it should be quick to point out Mosikowski's not Steve Young back there either.
Well, yes, exactly. He's a pocket passer. We talked, you know, in the open about the falling records, and this is going to shock you. McKinney offense, and you know how good it's been. They're averaging 45 points per game, okay? Well, let's just say the nearest competitor was 1991. The McKinney Lions of 1991. They averaged 35.5 points per game. 10 points more per game for this team right here. And they, you know, it's not like they're showing signs of slowing down at all.
In fact, they're showing signs of gaining speed.
There have been 9 teams ever in the McKinney Lions history to score 300 points or more in a season. That includes playoff games. That's any team that ever scored 300 points or more. And this 2008 team has 315 points, which if you base it on, okay, what are those other 9 teams or other 8 teams that scored 300? Where were they at this point in the season after 7 games? Well, the nearest competitor, 1970, had 260 points. And it's just crazy. There's 50 points more for this year's McKinney Lions than ever before in 108 years.
Yeah, and to put it into perspective, you've had to send your touchdown time in Texas call for maintenance more this year than any other year just because it's getting so much use, got so many miles on it.
Well, we'll say this. Okay, we gave the offense the love. Here's the bad part. You got good news and bad news. Bad news is the defense. There have been 7 teams ever to give up 287 points or more, and that's where McKinney is right now. They are 7th of those teams. The most points ever given up by a McKinney Lions football team is 338, and that was by the 0-9 1944 team. They had given up 234 through 7 games. Your McKinney Lions have given up 287 through 7 games here. So right now, McKinney is on pace to have the best offense in school history paired with the worst defense in school history. And what are the odds of that? You got 108 years, and you've got statistically the best offense and the worst defense, and you pair that team together? What's the odds of that?
Yeah, and it's not, again, like you said, this is a team with huge tradition. This isn't Boyd, where, hey, look at the third year. But
108 years.
And the thing that when I saw that stat that you sent me, the thing that stuck out, how many of those best offenses didn't make the playoffs?
Well,
and that goes back to what I've always said: defense needs to win for you.
Well, before this season, at this point in the season, the best offensive team was 1970. Now, they were 8-2 and they missed the playoffs. Back then, you had to win district to make the playoffs. It's not like now where it's pretty watered down in 4 teams. But the nearest competitor was 1986. They had 257 points. We all know they went to the state final game that year. But you're right, 1992, 2001, they also missed the playoffs. So you're right. Now you have to look at that and put it in perspective with the playoff scenarios and the way they were diagrammed out back then, which is a lot different than now. But you make a good point. It's Frisco Centennial and the McKinney Lions tonight from Memorial Stadium in Frisco. We haven't been here in quite a while. We love this place over here. But it's Centennial Titans and the McKinney Lions from Memorial. We'll be back in a moment with the Coaches Show and the Senior Spotlight coming up next on 97.5 KLAK. Welcome back to Memorial Stadium in Frisco. It's McKinney Lions and Frisco Centennial tonight, a District 9 4A showdown. This is going to be for one of those playoff spots. Whoever wins tonight is going to have a leg up, and the other team is probably going to have a fighting chance, but it's going to be more difficult. As now we were talking off the air about 4 teams going to the playoffs, which seems a little bit watered down if you're a traditionalist like myself who remembers back in the day when they only took 2. And I know there are listeners out there right now listening to me that say, hey, we only had 1 when I went to school, which was not so long ago. But it's just amazing now that, in the politically correctness society that we're in, everybody's a winner. This is almost the reason they don't keep score in soccer games around here in Frisco and McKinney, because everybody's a winner, right? Everybody has to experience the playoffs.
I'm going to step back from this one. I'm not saying I disagree, but I'm going to step back.
Well, it is, it's the times that we're in. 4 teams will make the playoffs. This is an 8-team district. So 4 teams are in, 4 teams are out. Looks like right now, the way the district is standing at the moment, Denison, with a win tonight, will be in. They're playing McKinney North at our stomping grounds at Ron Post Stadium over there in McKinney. Sherman Bearcats also 4-0 in district. And the Centennial Titans and the McKinney Lions sitting at 3-1 here tonight here at Memorial Stadium in Frisco, Texas. Sherman, the other team we mentioned, they're probably going to get a win tonight playing Liberty at home.
Not a bad first-year school like we mentioned, but they're not playing just an average team.
Yeah,
so.
You would think that Sherman would be able to handle that game and go 5-0 in district. Denison and McKinney North, hate to say it for our McKinney North fans and faithful listening, but you would probably think that Denison would win that one even at McKinney North at Ron Poe. So most likely you've got 2 5-0s sitting at the top, and then you'll have a 4-1 here, whoever wins this football game tonight. And then you'll have a 3-2 sitting out of this game as well.
Yeah, essentially you need 4 wins to get into the playoffs. So for all intents and purposes, and obviously tiebreakers and things like that could mess it up, but the way the district's shaped right now, the winner of today's game's in.
Hey, and the game of the district we didn't even mention, Frisco and Wakeland, both 0-4 in district. One of those guys are going to have
I like to keep the broadcast credible here. No, but in all seriousness, talk about a team that's struggling. Frisco just last year made the playoffs, and now they're one of the worst teams in scoring points. They were the worst teams in stopping defense in this district, and that's saying something right there, because this isn't exactly a bunch of defensive stalwarts. And they were picked by a lot of people to be a district winner, not just champion, not just playoff team, but a winner.
There are reasons for that, and of course, Frisco has had a lot of growth, as everyone knows, as has McKinney. And Frisco High has suffered the effects of the new schools. Frisco Centennial, Frisco Wakeland, Liberty, all those schools coming up now in the past 10 years. They're taking kids away from the Frisco Raccoon football team, which had to drop its JV program, if you can believe that or not. So the Frisco Raccoons are trying to field a team without a JV. So more than likely there's a lot of players that are underclassmen filling the gaps on the varsity, and that's a big reason why they're sitting 0-4 in district right now.
And by the way, we'll get to see him next week, so we'll get to give you all the details of the win. At this point, the winless Frisco program.
Yeah, and also we have McKinney Boyd that almost won last night. I almost said won, but they did not win last night. They played the Plano Wildcats and were defeated 38-31. But how proud the McKinney Boyd faithful must be to be hanging with those guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny to think 1 year removed from a 3-deep playoff run, we're talking moral victories, but to come to that close in that district to that team is just, it's just shocking. And it's a moral victory, not a win, but you'll take it.
Let's check down on the sidelines. For the first time tonight, Jonathan Leidy, what do you got for us?
Guys, as y'all had hinted to earlier, this was supposed to be coming into tonight's game. Got coin toss. Come back to me in a minute.
All right, the captains are making their way back, or out on the field for the first time. The Frisco Centennial Titans and the McKinney Lions. The Lions in all white tonight, gold helmets. The blue numerals outlined in gold. And Frisco Centennial Titans in red. And here's Jonathan Leidy with the coin toss.
Jamil Mack.
The captains are introducing themselves to each other.
Well, gentlemen, if we need captains this evening, the visitors will be the white captains. The home team here will be the red captains. Yes, sir. Now, captains, we know that we have visitors here from McKinney. They're going to get to call the toss of the coin because they are the visitors.
Yes, sir.
We'd like you to tell you exactly what you're going to call. You're going to call heads or tails?
Heads.
And he's calling
Heads.
He's going to call heads. Here we go, gentlemen. We're flipping it, and we've got a winner. You've won it, and
I want to receive.
you want to receive. Which end would you like to defend?
I really like that one.
Okay, you'll put your back over here. McKinney, if you'll put your back.
And guys, something I'd like to also add to this coin flip here is the refereeing crew that we have here tonight is actually a crew out of the college level, Division II. They do a lot of the Lone Star Conference with Southeastern, Oklahoma State, Northeastern, stuff like that. So we look for a pretty good officiating crew here tonight. They were very friendly before the game, but also y'all hinted to is this was supposed to be a big quarterback battle between Ryan Mazakowski and Zach Lee, and unfortunately, Centennial's missing their leading punter, district leading punter, and Ryan Mazakowski. So they're going to look to the junior Antoine Fisher to fill in tonight. But we've got a game time temperature. It's clear skies. I was handed a card earlier that told me that tonight's temperature is going to be 68, but it feels more like mid-50s right now, probably high 40s by the end of the game. McKinney is wearing their road whites, all white with the gold helmets. And Centennial's wearing all red with their blue helmets. Look for a high-scoring game here tonight, possibly, depending on how the quarterback play for Centennial goes. But let's send it back on up.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Down on the sidelines as the McKinney Lions break through their new tunnel. As we saw last week for the first time, the big lion, instead of the old blue helmet, they replaced that with the lion since they now are in gold helmets. And as John mentioned, they are in all white tonight with those gold helmets. And he did mention the quarterback. It's Antoine Mitchell and not Antoine Fisher for Frisco Centennial tonight, expected to be the starter with Ryan Mazakowski out. Not even on the depth chart. He's in khakis on the sidelines tonight. And it's Nick Foster, the sophomore, who will back up Antoine Mitchell, the junior, who will play quarterback tonight. There's a big difference in Ryan Mazakowski being 6'5" and 195 pounds. Antoine Mitchell, who will be playing tonight, 6 foot, 160, different style overall.
And one's a big-time college recruit. You know, and no offense to Antoine Mitchell, we haven't seen him, but I don't think he's going to Kentucky or anything like that.
Here's the Frisco Centennial Titans as they come through their run-through the blue long tunnel, and they'll make their way all the way from the east side and run to the west as McKinney won the toss, and they'll elect to receive. So McKinney will start off with the football tonight with their high-powered offense. We're just about ready for the national anthem here in just a moment as the Frisco Centennial Titans are still, actually, it looks like they're doing some stretching down in the end zone, maybe saying a prayer or two. on their own. And they get up and make their way now towards the sidelines. The McKinney Lions are lined up, ready for the national anthem, just awaiting the Frisco Centennial Titans to get in place.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise?
And now we hear the PA announcer telling everyone to please rise for our national anthem. And while they're doing that, let's go ahead and take another timeout. We'll be back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. It is football time in Texas at Memorial Stadium in Frisco. McKinney Lions and Frisco Centennial. It's a 9-4A grudge match, both coming in at 3-1 in district. Centennial with the edge overall in the win-loss column on the season, coming in at 5-2, while the McKinney Lions at 3-4 with that tough pre-district schedule. And the Lions have come on lately, defensively at least, to step it up and give themselves a fighting chance in 9-4A, because really, we mentioned a couple weeks ago, it might as well be District 9-4A because there is no D in District 9-4A.
That's right, and I can tell you, if you can find some defense next week when they're at Sherman, or no, they're at home, but facing Sherman, you know, it's not a done deal. They've only got the one loss, and we point out district championship is still very much well and alive. And you know, Monty, sometimes I say the cliche of these teams hate each other, but right now I think these two teams are pretty ambivalent, which is kind of funny considering they're 3-1. You know, you need to have some motion, and it's not feeling it right now.
Well, the McKinney Lions will start off moving towards the east here, as this is an east-west stadium. Matt Lipka deep for the McKinney Lions, along with Damian Willis. Doing the kicking for the Frisco Centennial will be Brendan Grimley, 23 extra points and 2 field goals on the season so far. And he's about to tee it up right here. McKinney Lions in all white with the gold helmet. And the left-footed kicker bangs it deep towards Damian Willis, who takes it right at the goal line, maybe a yard deep. Up the right hash, now running to the far side. He's got the left hash, cuts it up to the 20, and spun down at the 23-yard line. So McKinney will set up shop at their own 21-yard line. The offensive starters for McKinney. Up front, the left tackle, Bo Brasher. Tyler Peterson, the left guard. Nate Leonard, the center. Brian Warren, the right guard, which you heard on the senior spotlight. Jacob Smith, or Smitty, the right tackle. Will Rogers in the slot along with Jared Farley. Splitting out to either side, Matt Lipka and Dario Jackson. In the backfield for McKinney, Brett Helt, the 6', 195-pound bruising tailback. And the quarterback, 6'4", 195, Zach Lee. And Lee brings his troops out, moving left to right in the gun. 2 receivers either side, fakes the hand to Helt, throwing right side, and it's batted down at the line of scrimmage. And that's going to be Aaron Moore, who got his right paw up and just tipped that ball away, and it fell incomplete to the right side.
Yeah, kind of an auspicious start. The receivers were actually fairly well covered, and that was going to be a timing route. I don't think that was a play that was going to work one way or the other.
2 receivers to either side once again. Rogers in the right slot, and Jared Farley, the favorite receiver of Zach Lee, is set up in the left slot. Who would have ever thought that, with Matt Lipka being out there split out wide left? And this is going to be a false start against McKinney.
Number 1.
And it's going to be against Dario Jackson, as Brandon says. The wide receiver on the right side apparently moved a little early.
Yeah, he was anticipating the play. It was going to be a pass play, obviously, because he was starting his route a little early. And I guess, I don't know if it's anticipation, a big game, nerves, jitters, or what, but he was the only one to move early, so that generally tells you who's at fault there.
Just underway at Memorial Stadium in Frisco. McKinney Lions and Frisco Centennial. 11:46 left to go in the first quarter, no score. Moving left to right, McKinney towards that east end zone. And this is going to be Lee, drops back 2 steps, flushed out of the pocket, rolling right, throwing to his right. It's caught by Will Rogers at the 33, spins his way up to the 40, up to the 45, drops the ball at the 50, and he falls back on it at the 48-yard line, a 33-yard pass and catch. Rogers did most of the work after the catch as he moves into Frisco Centennial territory. Omar Sheik makes the stop for the Titans.
Yeah, he got a favorable bounce, Monty. Nice job by the Centennial defense. I didn't catch to see which one of the red jerseys it was around there, but they were trying to strip that ball out, which may be why he got more yards, but it took a favorable bounce for Rogers, and he pounced on it.
4 down linemen for Frisco Centennial and 1 blitzer, 2 blitzers on the outside. No linebackers. This is an 80 look by Frisco Centennial. And this is going to be a handoff to Helt, way out to the left side. And he's going to fight his way and be brought down at about the 47 after a 1-yard gain. It was a great defensive formation. It was Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll who makes the stop, the outside linebacker, but he wasn't playing linebacker there as they put everybody up on the front line, figuring that McKinney would run on first down.
Yeah, if they could have gotten one outside block, the Lions, they would have been able to knock that one for a pretty big gainer. When you see a big inside blitz, you want to bounce it outside because if all you need to do is break one tackle and it's a big gain.
Now they come with 3 down linemen. This is more of a 3-4 look by Centennial. Lee is going to hand off to Helt up the middle, who actually jumps and hits his knee with somebody's face mask as he jumps right into him. But he doesn't do much, only about a yard. Rob Castro, the linebacker, is the man who took on Helt's knee, and he actually took him down.
Are we approaching a 2-minute drive here?
Yeah, that's a little crazy for McKinney as they usually score by now.
Yeah. Carter Floyd, the nose tackle on the depth chart, limping off there, makes you wonder what exactly Brett Helt did to him, if anything.
3rd down and 8 for McKinney, left to right at the Frisco Centennial 46-yard line officially. Lee drops back 3 steps, looks left, throws left, has his man Lipka caught at the 33, fights his way, still in bounds, but towards the out-of-bounds marker at the 31, a 15-yard catch and a first down for McKinney. Omar Sheik again on the stop for the Centennial Titans.
Lipka doing his best Brett Helt impersonation there, just lowered his shoulder. And just by doing that, got an extra yard or 2 out of it. That's impressive.
Will Rogers in the slot to the right. Farley to the left. Brett Helt in the backfield. 1st and 10 from the Centennial 30-yard line. Left to right goes McKinney. Zach Lee in shotgun, and he fakes the hand. No, he gives the hand to Brett Helt inside the 30 to about the 27-yard line. 3-yard, 4-yard gain on first down. 9:43 and rolling in the first. McKinney and Frisco Centennial, no score.
Yeah, another quarterback option play there. We'll see that one on a very frequent basis. What they're looking for is the end on that play, and that's why you thought there might be a fake there, but the end wasn't biting down on Helt and was going to go after Lipka, and you don't want that naked bootleg there with Lee, and gave it to Brett and got a decent gain on first down.
Lee hasn't gone deep yet. He throws a swing pass out to Farley, who puts it on the turf, and I believe Centennial has it. Will Rogers was trying to dive for the ball, but I believe Centennial had a man there sneak underneath him. And Johnny Markham comes up with the football for Frisco Centennial. It was a swing pass to the right side. Jared Farley caught it in motion to the right. And as soon as he caught it, he dropped it. And Markham was right there.
And see, and you said what exactly I was thinking. As soon as he caught it, he dropped it. I'm not certain he had complete possession of that. I'm not going to say he didn't. I'm not sure. But that was awful quick on the ground after the pass. And I don't see McKinney arguing that. So
Antoine Mitchell into the game at quarterback, not Ryan Mosikowski. 2 receivers to either side. And Mitchell, about 5 yards deep, is going to toss it out left-handed, an ugly pitch. But the back is in trouble, comes all the way near side. That's Emo Edewaka, and he spins out of 1 tackle and down at the 28-yard line. Ed Okwa, I should say. Ed Okwa is going to be a loss of 5 yards on the play. Ryan Hughes makes the stop. That was a very ugly play from the get-go as the quarterback, Mitchell, instead of tossing it or pitching it with his right hand to the right side, somehow kind of flung it with his left hand to the right side. You never see that.
And DeJuan Swinney really helped make Ed go backwards because he just got so much penetration. He was just manhandling whoever was trying to block him. What an ugly play.
Boy, Mitchell drops back 3 steps. Looks like he's setting up the screen. Fires it out, and it's incomplete. He's trying to hit his receiver on the right side, Brian Singer, but it falls incomplete. And he is a left-handed quarterback, which proves or shows why he was trying to fling it out a moment ago with his left hand, which is very awkward. But Nonetheless, it'll be 3rd down and 15 for Frisco Centennial, right to left here.
Ryan Hughes applying a lot of pressure to Antoine Mitchell.
A running shoot look for Frisco Centennial with 2 backs straddling Antoine Mitchell, the quarterback. Drops back 5 steps, happy feet, throws out, and it's caught by an inside receiver coming near side. Missed a tackle, and it goes all the way down the sidelines for a 1st down at the 45-yard line. On the reception is going to be Manuel Duchesne Carroll for 17 yards. It was 3rd and 15. He got 17.
How'd you miss that block in the back? Boy, both Jared and I were up and running. It looked like on the play coming up was Jamel Fee, and I mean, he's got handprints back. I don't know what they missed. Whew, that's a big play this early in the quarter.
Well, we'll go over the officials here in just a moment. It's 1st and 10, moving right to left as Frisco Centennial at their own 44-yard line. Handoff, left side, and that's going to be Edakwa, and he crosses the 50, spins out of another tackle, and a fumble. Looks like McKinney's got it. They say they have it at the 45-yard line. No indication, and now they say yes, McKinney has the football. Yeah, coming up with the football is going to be Brandon Whittam. Whittam at the bottom of that pile at the 45-yard line. They'll actually say the 44, so McKinney will get the ball back after their fumble.
Yeah, I'm not – well, it's just kind of confusing opening to this game. You know, just for the sake of not butchering his name, the running back Ed on that play –
Edakwa.
Came around, made some spin moves, and then kind of stopped thinking he was tackled. Well, just a couple confusing plays on that drive for the Titans.
7:52 left to go in the first, no score. Lee's going to hand off to Helt, left guard, met at the line of scrimmage and going nowhere, maybe a foot. They'll give him the 44-yard line, which was the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10, met by Rob Castro, the linebacker, and Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll, not to be confused with Manuel Duchesne Carroll, 2 brothers with almost the exact same name. Manuel and Emmanuel. One plays O and one plays D.
Sometimes they play together, and we saw in select situations last time we did them.
2nd down and 10 for McKinney. Drops back 3 steps as Lee looking down the field. Left side for Lipka. The ball's up in the air. He makes a diving. No, it goes through his arms at the 15-yard line. Thought for a moment Lipka was going to be able to dive and bring that one in, but it went right through his arms. He made a great attempt, but couldn't haul it in. It'll be 3rd and 10.
If Lee could have taken about a half a foot off on the distance of that pass, he hits that in stride. And not bad coverage out there on the far side. Iman Eduwaka.
I think that was it Edokwa or was it Sheik? Sheik has been out there most of the night on that far side. I think you're right. I think it was Edokwa. And Lee drops back 3 steps, setting up the screen on the near side. Lipka can't hang on to it. He was coming from the far side, almost in motion to the slot. They were setting up the screen to him behind the line of scrimmage, and he dropped it. It was Iman Edokwa, playing cornerback now, who broke that one up.
Yeah, he read that one perfectly right away. Didn't even go back on the fake.
I should say Emo, not Iman. That kid has a tough name for a broadcaster up here.
Especially rural white guys like us.
4th down and 10, and showing no signs of punting, and now Lee does. It's a bad punt. It takes a back spiral and now a back bounce, and Lipka's going to kill it at the 34-yard line. It was a quick kick, and he just hit the wrong side of the ball. 20-yard punt for Matt Lipka will set the ball at the 36-yard line for Frisco Centennial at their own side of the field with 6:59 left to go in the first quarter. No score from Memorial Stadium in Frisco, Texas.
So Monty, you used to be a punter, right?
Yes.
So you can pretty much diagnose why that punt didn't go bad.
He hit the front of the ball and not the back of the ball.
That's it. And you know the football is such a funny shaped ball that you can miss it by maybe half an inch, and it directly impacts where that ball's going.
Absolutely. Sometimes mine landed in the stands. Sometimes. I had 1 or 2 like that. Here's Antoine Mitchell, drops back to pass, looking across the middle. It's almost intercepted and should have been by John Marabou at the 50-yard line. Marabou dropped it. The junior had it go right through his hands. All alone. I don't even know who Mitchell was throwing to. He looked like Larry Brown.
Right. I think Maribel just got so excited, like, whoa, this comes straight to me? Like maybe he was more caught off guard by it. Because,
Absolutely.
like you said, he wasn't covering anybody. He was just back there playing safety, and I guess Mitchell thought he was on the road. I don't know.
Well, Mitchell goes back and shotgun again. Emo Idokwa in the backfield once again for Frisco Centennial. Stand to the right of Mitchell, who's in shotgun. And Mitchell wants to drop back again. It looks like he's setting up the screen again. And Idokwa makes the catch. He's got the 40, shakes a defender up to the 50. He's quick down to the 40. And they'll actually spot him at the 37-yard line in McKinney territory. The two linebackers, Motherwell and Hughes, make the stop for McKinney, but a big gainer for Frisco Centennial of 16 yards.
And Monty, I was just about to say, I don't know how this offense has scored any points without Mosikowski. And I was thinking, well, maybe their running back at Oakwood has a play in that. That was a really well-designed play, not just from him, but from most of that offense.
Ed Oakwood, not a very big guy. He gets the hand here, left tackle, and brought down by Ryan Hughes from behind. I was about to say talk about how fast he is and how quick he is. And he really is. He's very shifty, but he was brought down from behind by the linebacker there, Ryan Hughes, just as I was about to talk about how fast and quick he is.
Yeah, he hesitated on a block for that one. And I'm going to tell you, if you hesitate for a block, you wait and wait for that hole to open up, somebody else is going to make you pay for it.
Ed Oakwa, 5'8", 156 pounds, and a junior. Not a huge running back by any means, but he does have some quickness. Mitchell drops back. He's going to run left tackle right up the middle. Now he cuts it out to the right side. A man missed, and the ball's on the turf again, and he picks it back up, spins out of another tackle coming near side, and finally, he spins out of another tackle. It's Darren Alves all over again. Mitchell spins out of 2 or 3 more tackles and finally down at the 38-yard line after no gain. What in the world was that?
Do we have the Benny Hill theme? I know I've said that a time or two on some broadcasts, but how does that ball stay on the ground as long as it did and no one is there? And then he can pick it back up and still spin out of tackles.
He spun out of 5 tackles, I think, on that one play that went for 0 yards. Jared Johnson finally brought him down.
But it looked like he might end up making something out of that as he was coming around the corner there. Jared really saved the day.
We're at the 5-minute mark here in the first quarter. No score. Frisco Centennial at the McKinney 35-yard line. Mitchell drops back, looks right side, throws right side, incomplete, undershoots his receiver on the far side, and it'll be incomplete. He was looking out there for Kenneth Hudgens, and he undershot him by about 2 or 3 feet. And on 4th and 4, it'll be interesting to see what Mark Howard does here for Frisco Centennial.
Missing a bulb, 9.
Howard 64 and 97 here at Frisco Centennial.
Yeah, it's missing a bulb on the scoreboard. 4th and 9.
Oh, 4th and 9. I'm sorry. 2 receivers to either side. Yeah, the scoreboard's missing a bulb. I thought it was 4th and 4.
It looks like 4. I was like, what are you talking about? And then I saw over there, it makes sense.
Shotgun for Mitchell, drops back, left-handed quarterback looking right side, down the field, going for the home run, and it's going to be intercepted, and it should have been just knocked down. Jamel Fee makes the pick, will fall into the end zone, which is good news because you get it at the 20. Had he made that pick and being brought down at the 1, that would have been worse news for McKinney.
Or if he made it at the 5 and his momentum took him into the end zone, that would have been a safety. So, yeah, I don't ever want to tell a kid, don't take your momentum away, don't play and use your athletic skills and instincts. But again, that's a 20-yard difference in field position. Not that this team needs it.
3 turnovers in the game so far, 2 by Centennial and 1 by the McKinney Lions. 2 receivers either side as balloons go up in the air here senior night. Zach Lee forced out of the pocket, throwing on the run, and it's caught wide open is Lipka, who hurdles one defender and is out of bounds at the 46-yard line. He looked like Jay Novacek in 1993 when he hurdled that defender, and that's what he did. It's a first down for Matt Lipka, 15 yards with 4:38 left to go in the first, no score.
Monty, I am an unabashed fan of Brett Helt, and on that play he made that because there was a defender coming on the far side and untouched, and all of a sudden here comes a white 30 making a huge block on, I didn't see the red jersey, but really saved Lee from getting a smash hit.
1st and 10 for McKinney. Lee drops back, wants to throw right side, has his man Dario Jackson, makes the catch, tries to spin out of a tackle and can't do it. down at the 47-yard line. An 8-yard gain on first down to bring up 2nd down and 2. Jackson's first catch of the night. Manuel Duchesne Carroll makes the stop for the Frisco Centennial Titans.
And again, Brett Helt coming up with a big block. Lee still took a hit, but he would have been sacked had it not been for that.
Officials for tonight, the referee Al Zuka, the umpire Dave Worsham, the head linesman Brad Grant, the line judge Dave Larson, and the back judge Bob Miami. Here's a handoff to your favorite player, Brett Helt, who has a first down inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. On the stop, Curtis Haltrop.
Well, I can't say he's my favorite player because there's a big list to choose from on this team, but he definitely ranks right up there. I mean, you got an offense that scores as many points as they have. You've got a lot of guys who contribute.
Just for the record, over the years, can you name your top favorite players?
Obviously, Herbal comes quick to mind. Chase Barrett.
Here's Lee throwing down left side, looking for Farley in the slot. Farley makes the catch at the 10 and strolls into the end zone. It is touchdown time in Texas, and a flag down in the end zone.
I think they're going to get him for excessive celebration.
44 yards on the touchdown from Lee to his favorite receiver this year, Jared Farley.
Nice job, Farley leaping over the defender to snag that one in, and the defender thought he had good cover, and he really did. Lee with an accurate pass, and Farley just snagging that one out of thin air, and all of a sudden 2 red guys, Titans have to realize they got to chase him.
C.J. Gonzalez on for the extra point. McKinney just scored here on a Zach Lee 44-yard touchdown. It's against Frisco Centennial.
Oh, something must have been said.
There were 2 defenders right on Jared Farley.
You almost think that something had to have been said, and we can't speculate on what it is because different officials have different things.
I always say this. Somebody said something about somebody's mama out there. C.J. Gonzalez will get the kick. There's another flag down. It was Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll almost blocked that one.
Could be offsides because he got there fast, and I guess not.
Looks like it's going to be declined, and McKinney will go up 7-0 with 3:40 left to go in the first. We're at Frisco at Memorial Stadium in Frisco. We'll be back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Okay. The Fumble Fest. Yep, it's a Fumble Fest here at Memorial in Frisco Centennial. Here's the JBS Express kickoff right up the middle. It's going to be taken by Ed Okwa, who shakes a couple of defenders inside McKinney territory to the 44-yard line. And once again, Ed Okwa breaks free. Prescott Mack will make the stop. That was the JBS Express kickoff. The Mike's Economy Transmission Scoring Drive recap for McKinney. 4 plays, 80 yards, and a $1.07 off the clock. McKinney takes the lead 7-0 on a Zach Lee to Jared Farley 44-yard touchdown pass. And it was mostly a pass because it was a well-thrown ball way in the air that Farley caught at about the 10-yard line. 1st and 10 for Frisco Centennial, right to left with 3:31 left to go in the first. Mitchell in the gun, looks left side, throws left side. Singer makes the catch in the slot. He's got some room. Look out to the 30, makes a move to the right side, and he's brought down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. A first down for Frisco Centennial on a 19-yard pass and catch from Mitchell to Brian Singer.
Lions were caught in a blitz. The Titans do a screen pass, and that's one of the best things to do on a blitz because the screen will penalize you for your over-aggressiveness because if too many people get beyond that certain point where the receiver is, there's not a whole lot of defenders left.
3 turnovers in this game, 2 by Frisco Centennial. That's the reason for the Benny Hill music. Here's Mitchell dropping back, looks left side now, down deep in the end zone. Gardner goes up for it and makes a good play. He was in great position just in front of the wide receiver over there, Dominique Carroll. So it was Dominique versus Dominic, and Dominic Gardner for the Lions wins out.
Nice defense there. He recognized right away that he was going on a fly pattern, and then when he saw the ball in the air, he kicked into that extra gear, and there was just almost no chance at all for the other Dominique to get it.
Ed Okwa not in the backfield right now for Frisco Centennial as Tyler Maxey, the more of the bruising fullback type, is into the game on 2nd down and 10. 3 minutes left to go in the first. Mitchell wants to throw. Now he's going to run to the right side, up the middle, and he bangs his head and falls forward to about the 19-yard line. It'll be third down and about 5 for Frisco Centennial. Jordan Kilwine and Corey Motherwell, the linebackers, make the stop for the Lions with 2:44 and rolling here in the first. 7-0. McKinney leading Frisco Centennial. The Centennial with a 3rd and 5 at the McKinney 19-yard line.
There's one thing that Antoine Mitchell has the ability to do that Mosikowski doesn't, and that's being able to run on a fly, just on a whim like that.
Centennial 1 out of 3 so far tonight on third down conversions. It's 3rd and 5 here. Mitchell wants to throw the swing pass to Tyler Maxey, who makes the catch, and a great play from behind. The defensive lineman, Devon Goldborn, stops Maxey in his tracks right at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 4th and 5. A nice play call by Frisco Centennial, one that you wouldn't expect Tyler Maxey, to receiving the ball in that formation. He does have 11 catches for 48 yards on the season, but
well, and if Mitchell throws a better pass, that outcome's not the same.
36-yard field goal attempt here by Brendan Grimley. And we've seen some field goal attempts here at Frisco, haven't we?
Oh, too many.
Over the years. Here's Grimley's kick, a low line drive kick. Oh, does it squirt through? My goodness, it is good. It was a low line drive kick that barely cleared. It never got 20 feet off the ground. Maybe never even got 15 feet off the ground, but it's good. 7-3. McKinney still leading. 1:35 left to go. Back in a moment. In the first, I should say. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. The JBS Express kickoff rolls out of the end zone, so it'll be a penalty. Actually, it'll be set up at the 20-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, hit the end zone first.
Yeah, it did go in the end zone first. So McKinney will take over from their own 20-yard line, left to right, leading Frisco Centennial 7-3 from Memorial Stadium here in Frisco.
How about a Mike's Economy Drives scoring drive recap?
Why don't we do that? 4 plays and 24 yards for Frisco Centennial. It ended on a 36-yard field goal by Grimley, and it took 2 minutes and 5 seconds off the clock. 7-3, our new score here at Memorial Stadium in Frisco, Texas. 1:35 left to go in the first quarter. And Lee's going to fake the hand, throw the right side, and it is caught by Dario Jackson at the 34-yard line, spins and goes down at the 40. It'll be a first down for McKinney after a 20-yard pass and catch. Emo at Aqua on the stop for Frisco Centennial. John, what are you doing down there?
Guys, the offense has seamed up the holes there on the offensive line to give them exactly a little bit more time. Defense, they've summed up a little bit, but they're going to work on their tackling. Good job of holding them to a field goal. Back up to y'all.
Zach Lee, 7 out of 10 so far tonight in the first quarter. 142 yards through the air. He's going to go into the air again, right over the middle. Jared Farley makes the catch again, right down the seam at the 37-yard line, 23 yards. And Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll on the stop. Another first down for McKinney.
I made a comment that your trademark call has to go in for more maintenance this year. This is just a well-oiled machine.
It
I
is.
mean, that's a play high schoolers have no business making. And they do day in, day out.
I'm amazed that we only have 7 points by McKinney here. Helt gets the carry, bangs his way left tackle only for about a yard or two. It'll be second down and long as we near the 40-second mark in the first quarter. 7-3, McKinney on top. It's been fumbleitis a little bit and interception-itis a little bit tonight. 3 turnovers in the first quarter, 2 by Frisco Centennial, 1 by the McKinney Lions. And here it is, second down and 9 for McKinney. Left to right, going towards the east here at Memorial Stadium. Shotgun for Lee. Wants to throw right side, fires it, and it's caught by Jackson at the 25 and spun down immediately there. Another first down for McKinney. 11 yards pass and catch, and Emo at Aqua on the stop for Frisco Centennial. 14 seconds on the clock right now in the first quarter. It's about to start rolling as they set the chains, and you can hear the whistles. And we'll see if McKinney wants to get a playoff here in the first quarter.
I think they probably want another touchdown. They're like 7, that's it.
4 seconds on the clock. They get it off. And another pass caught by Farley right at the marker, and another first down Farley's been his favorite blanket so far this year, 15 yards. 9-yard line is where McKinney will have the ball when we start the second quarter, leading 7-3 over Frisco Centennial at Memorial Stadium in Frisco. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. 7-3, McKinney in the lead, looking for more here at Memorial Stadium in Frisco over Frisco Centennial. They have the ball first and goal at the 9. Moving right to left now, going west. Lee wants to throw in that west end zone. Looking for Lipka, who makes the catch 3 yards deep in the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. Just like that, very simple, Lee to Lipka.
It's like, it doesn't even matter. I mean, obviously it matters to him, but it's just like, all right, another touchdown. Just hand it off to the ref, jog to the sideline, a couple slaps to the helmet. That's it. I mean, you think they averaged, what was it, 44 something a game?
45 a game.
I mean,
unbelievable. 13 already here tonight. We're just now entering the second quarter. C.J. Gonzalez will boot this one through. It's good. 14-3 at Memorial Stadium in Frisco. Back in a moment. McKinney on top on 97.5 KLAK. The JBS Express kickoff is in the air by C.J. Gonzalez, taken by Emo at Aqua, 1 yard deep in the end zone, straight up the middle of the field to the 20, cuts it out near side, 25 to the 30, and gang tackled and pushes his way past the 35 to about the 36-yard line, and that's where Frisco Centennial will take over, moving left to right now in the second quarter towards the east end zone. Your Mike's Economy Transmission scoring drive recap, 6 plays for McKinney, 80 yards, and they go, well, they take a minute 40 off the clock, and it's a simple out route by Matt Lipka. Lee hitting about 3 yards deep in the end zone. It's officially a 9-yard touchdown, Lee's second of the night. And McKinney leads 14-3 with 11:56 left to go in the second quarter. Centennial and shotgun sent Antoine Mitchell. Again, Mosikowski not playing again tonight. It's going to be a handoff to Tyler Maxey, left guard, and hit it initially, but not brought down by the linebacker Motherwell, who initially hit him but couldn't bring him down. It'll be a 1-yard gain to about the 36-yard line for Frisco Centennial.
Monty got some couple scores from around the district. None that are really surprises. Denison over North, 23-0. Liberty over Sherman. There's a small surprise again early, 3-0. And Wakeland has a 7-0 lead over Frisco. No surprise there.
3-0 Liberty over Sherman, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Upset special?
Should we see how long that lasts? Should we even debate it? Second down and 9 for Centennial. Left to right. Antoine Mitchell in shotgun formation. Drops back 3 steps, wants to throw right side, and it's almost intercepted by Fee, and then almost intercepted again by a defensive lineman, Jamario Mack, and it falls on the turf, incomplete. 2 different, maybe 3 different Lions had a shot at it if you want to include Jordan Kilwine, the linebacker, but it falls incomplete.
And Monty, this is big difference between the 2 quarterbacks, and even really Mosikowski, because you know where he's going with it. Zach Lee, I mean, I've watched this offense now all year. You don't know where he's going. He doesn't just telegraph it right away. The receiver's set up for it. He can go to 4 guys on any play. And here, I mean, that just gives the defense that much more of an advantage.
Well, Emo at Aqua into the game now at tailback as Tyler Maxey had been in there, and I'm not sure he was set. Antoine Mitchell on the run, throws it for Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll, and it's incomplete. He had alligator arms on that play. He felt the heat from Jamario Mack in his face, and his arms just went back to his body, and that one fell incomplete. It's 4th down and punt time for Frisco Centennial.
Yeah, this isn't a knock on Antoine Mitchell, but Monty, I don't think they have a chance if they don't get Edouard in this mix more.
Yeah,
I mean, he's their only guy.
I think the theme here is finding Emo.
Come on.
4th down and 9. They're going to quick kick this one, and Antoine Mitchell, left-footed kicker, will bang it down, and it'll go out of bounds at about the 25-yard line in McKinney territory. So a pretty good punt there on the quick kick or pooch kick or whatever they call it. 38 yards on the punt. We'll check down with Jonathan Lighty on the sidelines. John, what do you got for us?
Guys, after that last touchdown by the offense, Zach Lee came over to his offensive line and said, hey, guys, great job, but here's what I want y'all to do a little bit different. He was doing a little coaching there and explaining, hey, on this play, will you hold him just a smidgen longer? Or, hey, will you, if you're going to release him to the right or left or what, vice versa. So great job by the quarterback there, taking a little bit of leadership. And also the coaches have been sending calls in by cell phone via the press box down at the sideline. They're having a little problem with the headsets. Back up to y'all.
Interesting. We'll get to this play.
Here's Lee, steps up in the pocket, throws, and it is incomplete. I think he got hit as he threw the ball, and he may be trying to coach some of them offensive linemen again. And remember, this is a junior quarterback and a junior-heavy offense, and a lot of seniors out there, so you got to be a little careful, I guess, coaching your offensive line when they're seniors.
Well, and John's saying that he said, I like what you guys did, good job, but here's what you need to work on. Does that not sound like upper management material written all over that guy? Isn't that how you do it? Hey, here's what you do well, and here's what we need you to fix, without making it sound like you're blasting the guys?
10:39 left to go in the second. McKinney leading 14-3. Moving right to left, Lee wants to throw on the run, right across the middle. Jared Farley makes the catch at the hash. Look out, 50, 45, 40, foot race, cuts and stops and thrown down at the 32-yard line by Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll. 33 yards on the pass, catch, and run, and most of it was the run by Farley. He got a great block by, I believe it was Lipka, the wide receiver, who sprung him, and Lipka was off to the races with Carroll on his back.
Yeah, do you think there's any frustration there on that Carroll tackle?
Yeah.
And that was a wrestler maneuver, like maybe he's getting rid of some frustration.
5 catches, 122 yards already for Jared Farley. And this is Lee looking right side. Happy feet in the pocket, throwing way down the field. Dario Jackson wide open for a moment. It's got to be a flag in the end zone there, and now 2 of them as he was, he was wide open. So Emo Edakwa had to do whatever he could to make sure that wasn't a touchdown, and he basically tackled Dario Jackson in the end zone.
The reason why is because they're so used to that pinpoint passing by Lee, and Emo didn't know Lee was being tackled and wasn't going to throw a pinpoint pass, and so he's just running to try to catch up, and he just runs into the receiver. And the receiver was trying to come back to the ball, and it's just we haven't seen that this game.
Well, the flag found Emo there. So it'll be 1st and 10 for McKinney as Brandon dips his head after that horrible.
You're better than that.
They'll step the ball off here now, and they're going to mark it at the 17-yard line. 17 yards away from pay dirt for McKinney. 10:05 left to go in the second quarter. McKinney leading 14-3. Moving right to left towards the west end zone. Lee in shotgun, 2 receivers either side. And this is going to be a handoff to Helt, left tackle, still fighting, turning his feet down to the 10-yard line. They'll mark him at the 11. They'll say his knee hit at the 11. He's brought down by Colby Long, the defensive end, and Curtis Halltrop, the linebacker. Into the game on offense, Quinn Benson in the right slot. Will Rogers out of the game for the moment. It'll be 2nd and 4 with 9:41 and rolling here in the second.
That last play aside, this Titan defense has done a fairly good job of stopping the run.
Lee and Helt in the backfield, 14 yards on the ground for Helt. And Lee's going to hand off to Helt, right guard, met immediately at the line of scrimmage. Not much doing there. Again, Colby Long, the defensive end, or defensive tackle rather, in the 3-4 scheme, will bring down Brett Helt. It'll be 3rd down and 3. 9:11 and rolling here in the second.
See, that's more of what we're used to seeing from Helt so far, which just makes the passing game all the more amazing for what they've been able to accomplish today.
Well, tonight it's been pass. We haven't seen a whole lot of Brett Helt. He hasn't had a chance to really break it loose. Here's the option. Lee keeps it up the middle. He's got the 5, coming near side, steps over, and he's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. 10-yard touchdown as Lee keeps it on the option.
It's just hard to get excited because these guys are just so proficient. You could tell that was going to be a touchdown right as he made his cut. This has got to be, and we've seen some good offenses over the last 4 years that we've been together. This has been one of the most efficient offenses I've ever seen, and at the same time, one of the most big playmaking offenses, and those rarely go together.
C.J. Gonzalez on for the extra point. It's high, and it is true. 21-3, McKinney in the lead. 8:46 left to go before half. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. The JBS Express kickoff is a pooch kick, going to be taken at the 24-yard line. Whistles will blow.
Signal to fair catch.
Oh,
I don't think he did it on purpose.
I think it was Tyler Maxey. Yeah, I think he was probably waving off someone.
Or either that or he was, not used to fielding punts and some hand went up that shouldn't have.
Well, nonetheless, Frisco Centennial will have the ball at their own 24-yard line to start this series. That was the JBS Express kickoff. Now the Mike's Economy Transmission scoring drive recap for McKinney. 5 plays, 75 yards, 1:57 off the clock. And a 10-yard touchdown run by Zach Lee makes it 21-3, McKinney in the lead. This is a swing pass from Mitchell to Emo at Aqua, and he lowers his shoulder after a nice run of 15 yards. He'll have the first down, and near sideline, he's knocked out of bounds at about the 38. Or he may actually got down before he went out of bounds. They'll actually mark him down, so clock will still run. 8:36 and rolling in the second. Quick offense now. Mitchell, happy feet back at the 30, rolling out to the right. Wants to run now. He cuts it up inside. Not much doing. Maybe a gain of 1. It'll be second down and long at the 39-yard line in their own territory. 8:22 left to go in the second. McKinney leading 21-3.
The last 2 plays made it abundantly clear they need to get Edewaku in this game. He made a play the first time he touched it, and this time it did nothing.
After this play, John Leidy's going to pop on with us as they're running no huddle here. Second down and 9 for Frisco Centennial. Left to right, Antoine Mitchell in the gun. Handoff. Emo at Aqua, and he lowers his shoulder and heads out to the left side. About a 2 or 3 yard gain there. John, go ahead and talk to us. What do you got on the sideline?
Guys, they are going no huddle on the defense. The coaches are being very positive right here as they're making the tackles. But something offense is wanting to do right now, they're working on trying to get this run going because you cannot just rely on the pass, and especially when you're going to face a team next week with Sherman. You're going to have your run game and your passing game going to win that game. So that's something they're working on right now, trying to get this running game going.
All right.
Back up to y'all.
3rd and 5 for Frisco Centennial. Left to right with 7:27 left to go in the second quarter. Trailing McKinney 21-3. Antoine Mitchell drops back, looks right side, wants to throw. Brian Singer makes the catch in the slot. He'll have the first down and more at the 45-yard line inside McKinney territory. They'll move the sticks. It's a 12-yard pass and catch for Mitchell to Brian Singer.
I'm going to humbly disagree with John on that one. You know my philosophy of balance, but the Lions have 244 yards passing already tonight. I think they can rely on the pass.
Yeah, they're actually leading 269-73 in total yards coming into this drive. Here's Ed Aqua, and a great play at the line of scrimmage by the linebacker, Corey Motherwell, who will make the play right at the line of scrimmage. He was coming up from his linebacker position on the blitz, and he stops Emo at Aqua. Actually, they'll say a loss of 1 yard on the play.
Motherwell's playing a nice game. We've called his name a few times tonight, and we need this linebacking core to step it up, and so far they're answering the call.
Only 3 points so far this week, only 14 last week. Hey, maybe there is some D in District 9-4A, at least in McKinney. Shotgun, Antoine Mitchell on the screen pass, throws it out to Emo, and it's caught. He escapes one tackler, takes a big hit, but keeps on going over on the far sideline and out of bounds at the 38-yard line in McKinney territory. He was popped. I mean, really popped, but he sprung away and kept going.
And he may still be down.
Yeah, there is an injured player on the far side.
And that's right around the area he was tackled. We don't know for sure it was him, but he was taking some hits.
Maybe we'll check down with John Leidy. John, have you got anything?
Guys, this is number 1 for Centennial that's down right now. Emo, Monty, I'm sure you're probably better at pronouncing his name.
At Aqua.
Ukamoa.
At Aqua.
Sorry, I cannot pronounce his name right now, but he is the injured player down right now. I don't have anything new as far as McKinney Lions go at the moment, other than they are trying to get they're trying to get a strategy to get this running game going when they get back on offense here. So we'll send it on back up. He is number 1 is getting up for Centennial Emo. So we'll see how this goes.
All right. Y'all. Thanks a lot, John. Emo at Aqua getting up off the turf on the far side is walking gingerly to the near sideline, to the home bench.
When you got to think that obviously hurts their chances to some degree if he even misses just one play.
Well, he took an amazing hit.
He took a bunch of them. And he kept going.
And kept going after that huge hit. So I don't think it was that initial one, but you kind of think, whoa, what happened there? I didn't see a big hit at the end, but he's walking off. Doesn't look like he's injured
maybe wind knocked out situation.
Could have been.
And maybe that's one reason we see Maxey in there a couple times, just to give him a
Well, he is
breather.
playing both offense and defense
Yep.
as well, playing cornerback against Matt Libka and company. So, 7th play of the drive, longest drive for either team tonight. Antoine Mitchell, happy feet, looks left, throw it. No, he keeps it. Now he wants to run up the middle, fighting for a first down yardage. And I'm not sure he got it. He's going to be very close at the 35-yard line. I think they will give him the spot. Corey Motherwell will get the stop for the McKinney Lions.
I just did a little quick research. Frisco Centennial beat Liberty earlier this year. So if Sherman and Denison both win tonight, the two teams tonight are playoff teams, regardless of what happens from here on out.
First
If
down.
the score holds here.
Yes. Well, it's 21-3. McKinney in the lead over Frisco Centennial. 5:51 and rolling here in the second. It's going to be a handoff. No, he fakes the hand, and the quarterback, Antoine Mitchell, is going to keep it over right guard and not doing much there. No gain on the play. Corey Motherwell again playing a great game tonight from his linebacker position.
Yeah, and again, that's something we needed. And on that play, Monty, that was really well defended no matter who would have ended up with the ball, because that was an option, and both Maxey and Mitchell were taken down on the play. So whoever had the ball was going to be tackled for the same amount of yards.
Brian Singer and Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll switch positions on the right side. Singer normally the slot. And this is going to be Mitchell looking that way, deep down the right side. Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll has it go in and out of his hands, and it'll fall incomplete, but there's a flag down near that area.
Boy, it could be close, but I have a feeling the Lions are going to be flagged for that, and that's specifically, is that Dominique Gardner?
I believe that.
He's got his back to us.
No, actually,
Yeah, I don't think it's him.
I think it's Quentin Fleming.
Yeah, I think so too. And did you see that play? They ran a fake screen, and it was the slot player who ran down pretending to block and pretending to make the catch.
Well, it was
Brian Singer.
Singer actually was lined up wide to the right. He's normally in the slot, but he went inside, and Carroll went outside. It was kind of a crossing pattern.
Yeah, and Singer did a good job of pretending the pass was coming to him to suck up that cornerback. And meanwhile, Carroll pretending he was blocking, ran down the sidelines, and that's why Fleming was out of position.
So now 1st and 10 for Frisco Centennial at the McKinney Lion 20-yard line. Mitchell drops back, still dropping back. Now he wants to run up the middle and brought down behind the line of scrimmage. A great play. Now the ball's on the turf. And we'll see what the officials say as Corey Motherwell comes up with the football, and they're going to say that Frisco Centennial and Antoine Mitchell was down, and the ball came out afterwards. Ryan Hughes hit him. The ball came out. Motherwell jumped on it, but they'll say it'll be 2nd down for Frisco Centennial. A loss of 4 on the play, maybe 5.
Well,
we'll say 4.
Wish we could have a replay on that one because I'm not sure he was down, but again, I'm a homer, so.
Tyler Maxey in the backfield. Emo at Aqua still not in the game after taking that hit a moment ago. 2 receivers either side. 2nd and 14. Left to right goes Frisco Centennial. Mitchell setting up the screen. Now he throws, and it's caught by Dominique Carroll, who's hit immediately. Has him by the right leg. He's hopping around on his left leg and finally goes down. Not a great play there. Ryan Hughes will be the man holding his right leg. And that'll be 3rd down for Frisco Centennial, and still about 12 after a 2-yard gain.
You know, one thing Centennial's doing is what North wished they could have done last week, and that's control the time of possession. You know, one of the best ways to keep McKinney from scoring is to keep him off the field. Now, that said, you're going to have to score 2 to do it. You still got to go throw for throw.
It's a great point. 5 minutes on the drive here for Frisco Centennial. They run the bunch to the left. 3 receivers to the left. 11th play of the drive. Mitchell looking left, wants to throw across the middle. Dominique Carroll cannot haul it in. As a matter of fact, it was thrown over his head by about 5 yards. Carroll thought about going up and getting it, but he figured out that he couldn't even jump that high, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 4th and 12 from the McKinney 22-yard line. 3:24 left to go in the second. 21-3, McKinney in the lead over Frisco Centennial here at Memorial Stadium in Frisco.
I'm not sure how long Mosikowski's going to be out. But after this game, since both Bulldogs and the Lions have played, you hope for District 9 4A's sake that he comes back and has a decent playoff run.
40-yard field goal attempt by Brendan Grimsley. He's had some really ugly kicks. This one's on the tee. Actually, it's the holder wants to throw it, and he throws it down the field, and it's caught. This is going to be a first down or pretty close to it. The holder was Johnny Markham. It was a bad snap. He tried to put it on the tee, couldn't do it, and he threw it down the field. And I believe it was caught by Matt Washington. And Washington caught it for 13 yards. They needed 12, so it's a first down for Frisco Centennial. What in the world is that?
I have never seen a fake field goal work in person. I mean, not a fake field goal, a botched kick field goal. And they ran that. That's their best play so far.
I formation, handoff. No, this is Mitchell keeping it up the middle, fighting his way. No, actually, Tyler Maxey will get the carry, and he'll bang his way down to the 5-yard line.
I'm still in shock over that last play. You know, normally you get in such a rush on a botched field goal. The holder, you know, they mess up the hold, the snapper doesn't get there, whatever the case may be, and then they just fling it up out of desperation. And I think they did. There just happened to be a Titan there who was able to snag that down and then get down the field in enough yards for the first.
Finding Emo, he's into the game. Tyler Maxey. Actually, no, it's not Tyler Maxey at fullback. It's going to be number 68, Colby Long. And Emo at Aqua is going to be drugged down for no gain at the 5-yard line. On the stop, Jordan Kilwine and Ryan Hughes, the linebackers. It'll be 3rd down and goal from the 5 for Frisco Centennial.
I don't think Emo got the pitch perfectly because he sort of stuttered a little or stumbled. Now, just kind of hesitated as soon as he got that, and that's usually a sign that you don't have the ball firmly in your grasp.
Also into the game is Chris McMurray, another fullback-looking figure.
They don't know what they're doing.
And they're going to call a timeout. Mark Howard calls a timeout with 1:59 left to go before the half, trailing McKinney 21-3. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. First timeout of the game was called by Frisco Centennial's Mark Howard. Again, Howard 64-97 overall, 14-33 here at Frisco Centennial starting this program. Right now it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 5. Trying to get into this football game, trailing McKinney 21-3. 1 minute and 59 seconds left to go before the half. And Tyler Maxey, I believe, in the backfield on the offset eye. Actually, Mitchell. Yeah, it's an offset eye. Tyler Maxey on a power eye set. And he's going to get the toss to the right side. Maxey hit by one of his own men, fights forward and spins back to the line of scrimmage. He ran directly into one of his own men. Actually, it was the fullback who's a lineman. Colby Long, wearing the number 68, was trying to lead block but somehow ran right into him, and Corey Motherwell is going to get credit for the stop and another timeout. We'll keep it right here. As a matter of fact, while we keep it here, let's check that on the sidelines with John Leidy. John, what are they doing down on that McKinney bench?
Well, the defense making tackles. They hold them to a field goal attempt here, most likely what Centennial's going to do. But something that take note of that's fixing to happen is the offense has been sitting on the bench of 7 minutes game time, so probably 15 minutes real time. And it's kind of cool down here, and rolling offense like that doesn't like to have time just sitting on the bench wasting. They'd like to be out on the field scoring more points. So it's going to be interesting to see how the players, more specifically the wide receivers that that will need to run up the field, being that there's only going to be about a minute and a half left when they get this ball. So they're going to have to run in the 2-minute offense and have to be boogieing. They've been sitting on the bench for 7+ minutes of game time, probably 15 minutes real time, and kind of getting cold. So you look down here and you see a lot of the offense players just kind of sitting on the bench right now, and they probably should be getting up right now, warming those legs back up because they're fixing to take the field and try to score again. So let's send it on back up.
All right. You know, when you talk to John, and he just wants to talk offense. Like the defense doesn't even exist here. But, hey, you know, that's McKinney Lions football in 2008.
Well, and right now they're playing really good defense here. You know,
absolutely.
I mean, they're getting penetrations that I haven't seen any team do all year long.
Going for it here on 4th and goal from the 5. Moving left to right towards that east end zone here at Memorial Stadium. Antoine Mitchell in the slot in the shotgun. 2 receivers either side. He wants to throw it in the end zone, and it's caught by Kenneth Hudgens for the touchdown. 5-yard touchdown from Mitchell to Hudgens, the sophomore. His 7th catch, actually his 10th catch of the year, and it goes for 6, 21-9. They cut the deficit with 1:37 left to go here in the second quarter.
You know, it's all because of that botched field goal attempt. Well, sometimes you don't know what your blessings are. And that was one in disguise for sure.
On for the extra point is going to be Grimley. And this one looks a lot better than the one we've seen earlier. That one's true. 21-10, McKinney in the lead with $1:37 left to go before half. Back in a moment. 97.5 KLAK.
Football on 97.5 KLAK.
Grimley for Frisco Centennial marks off the JBS Express kickoff. Standing at his 31, the ball at the 40. Left-footed kicker boots this one away. It's going to be taken by Damian Willis at the 5-yard line, coming right up the middle of the field, now towards the right hash. It'll be tackled at the 22-yard line. The Mike's Economy Transmission Scoring Drive recap, 16 plays. Impressive drive for Frisco Centennial. It goes 76 yards, 7 minutes and 9 seconds off the clock from the first quarter into the second quarter. 21-10, McKinney leading over Frisco Centennial.
Yeah, you'd like to see an answer drive here, and Bonnie, we all know a minute 30 is a standard drive for McKinney. They don't even have to run a hurry-up offense.
Well, now they move right to left. Lee in the gun, drops back 3 steps, looks left side, and wide open is Lipka. He makes the catch at the 38, spins and stiff arms one defender, still going, still fighting, down to the 42-yard line in Frisco Centennial territory. 30 yards on the pass and catch, and Lipka's amazing on the end of that.
And best advice I give the Titans, don't leave Lipka open.
And get your face mask out of the way of his right hand.
That too.
1st and 10. Lee wants to throw. 2-step drop, throws right side. It's tipped at the line of scrimmage again. And Lee's having problems getting over that defensive line. And once again, it's the same guy, Aaron Moore, who gets his paw up there and bats it away. 1:13 left to go before half.
One thing the Centennial defense has done really well is put pressure on Lee. It hasn't bothered him too much, but there's pressure there.
2nd down and 10. 21-10, McKinney leading, looking for more with 1:13 left to go before half. 3-step drop. Lee wants to throw it deep down the right side, and it's intercepted at the 12-yard line. Dominique Carroll makes the pick at the 12. He'll go out of bounds almost immediately. And that's not what you want to see, as Zach Lee throws his 8th interception of the year. Not a good time for that one with 1:02 left before half.
Well, and I hate to say that I prophesized that play, but I was talking about the pressure the Titans defense had put on, and that was another situation. He was hit as he threw, and that is a very dangerous thing for a quarterback, because that doesn't mean your pass is going to be as accurate as you want it to be. And in that case, that was exactly what happened. That was an easy interception.
Well, they're going to mark it at the 10-yard line for some reason. Maybe his knee went down when he made the catch. So 1:02 on the clock. Frisco Centennial needs to go 90 yards. Antoine Mitchell, handoff. Tyler Maxey, and he's going to go for 2 of it, maybe 3 of it, up to the 15-yard line. They got 4. Jamario Mack on the stop for McKinney, as we're under a minute now left to go in the second quarter. McKinney leading 21-10.
At this point, the Lions are very content to let you get 4-yard carries, because sooner or later that time will run out, and they're not in a hurry to snap it, so they're just trying to milk it to halftime.
2nd down and 6, taking their time here. This is a team that can put the ball on the turf too, so you got to be real careful if you're a Frisco Centennial fan. This has been a little bit of a fumbleitis team tonight. Mitchell is going to hand off. Tyler Maxey again, and he'll go right guard for 2 or 3 yards. It'll be 3rd down and about 3, as we're under 10 minutes now, as Jamario Mack makes that last stop in the second quarter. We are at half, and McKinney's leading 21-10. We'll have the American Bank of Texas halftime show coming up in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Absolutely.
Wow. I mean, and that's the funny thing. Like I say, there's like some of these touchdowns that just look like we've seen it before.
Yeah.
And as you said with that point total, we've seen it time and time and time and time again.
You know, there's some records that may be broken up at Ron Poe Stadium tonight. The most points that McKinney North has ever given up in a football game is 64, and that was to Denison at Munson Stadium years back. And now Denison has scored 44 at the half on McKinney North at Ron Poe. So we'll
our broadcast buddies for Denison are having a field day with a touchdown call, stick in the end zone.
I think there's a lot of stick it in the end zone, put it on the scoreboards down at McKinney tonight.
You think Kevin and Lynn are high-fiving each other a lot over there?
I think so, probably. Well, McKinney against Frisco Centennial, 4-0. Frisco Centennial has never beaten McKinney. And the last one, well, we'll go over these. 39-0 in the initial meeting, 28-17 in 05, 31-13 in 06, and 45-38 in a shootout at Pizza Hut Park last year. It's 21-10 at the half here at Memorial Stadium in Frisco. Overall at Memorial Stadium, for McKinney is 2-2. As they haven't been real successful against Frisco. Here's a pooch kick on the JBS Express kickoff. Going to be taken by Tyler Maxey at the 28, coming near side, all the way to the near side. 35, looking for a block at the 42 and pushed out of bounds by Will Rogers at the 43-yard line. So a nice return of 17 yards on a pooch kick will give Frisco Centennial great field position to start out at their own 43-yard line, moving left to right.
You notice Maxey wasn't a spastic with his hands on that one since earlier in the earlier in the game, rather. He inadvertently signaled a fair catch, and now you can see why. That was a decent little return.
Yeah, 1st and 10, moving left to right for Frisco Centennial. Antoine Mitchell, again, replacing Ryan Mosikowski at quarterback, who has an injured ankle and is in street clothes tonight, has been for the past several weeks since his injury against Sherman. Antoine Mitchell, shotgun. He's going to keep it right up the middle on the ground. A nice play initially by Jamario Mack, and then covered up by Corey Motherwell, the linebacker.
Bonnie, what happened there? Did that look to you like a busted play? It looked like he was either trying to run an option or hand off, and none of his running backs were there.
I think it was a design play. I just think that Jamario Mack really caused some havoc at the line of scrimmage and made him move, and he moved right into Motherwell.
Well, it was just an ugly play one way or the other, and if their defense is playing well, they make your offense do a lot of ugly plays.
Actually, call it a loss of 1, 2nd down and 11. 3 men to the left side. 2 in the slot, 1 wide out. 1 to the near side is Brian Singer. And Antoine Mitchell throws out to the slot on the left side, and it's a catch, but it's only for a couple of yards. The receiver was Kenneth Hudgens, who had the touchdown earlier in the football game, and he'll make the catch here for about 2, maybe 3 yards, bring up 3rd and 8 with 10:53 and rolling here in the third. McKinney leading Frisco Centennial 21-10.
And another injury that hurts this Titan offense is Aaron Kirkpatrick's out too. So those are 2 pretty big contributors.
3 out of 8 on 3rd down for Frisco Centennial. It's 3rd and 8 here. Antoine Mitchell deep down the right side looking for Emmanuel Duchesne. Carroll makes the catch at the 27. He could score. 5. It is a touchdown for Frisco Centennial of 53 yards. It was Antoine Mitchell, the left-handed quarterback, laid it in for Duchesne Carroll. And I should say that it's Manuel Duchesne Carroll and not Emmanuel. And it's now 27-16. Uh-oh, look out.
Yeah, all it takes is 1 score and 1 turnover, and they got the score. Let's hope we don't see the second part, but this game is far from over.
Grimley's extra point is up, and he bangs it through. 21-17. McKinney still in the lead. 10:27 left to go in the third. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
Where can 7.5 KLAK.
21-17 here at Memorial Stadium in Frisco. McKinney leading Frisco Centennial. Here's the JBS Express kickoff, going to be taken at about the 6-yard line by Damian Willis, coming up the right hash, or is that Lipka? I believe Lipka has it, and he'll make his way up to the 24-yard line. That was the JBS Express kickoff. The Mike's Economy Transmission scoring drive recap for Frisco Centennial. It was 3 plays and 55 yards after the short pooch kick that Tyler Maxey took out near midfield. And 3 plays later, Manuel Duchesne Carroll is on the receiving end of a Antoine Mitchell 53-yard touchdown. Took 1:33 off the clock and cut the lead 21-17 with 10:21 left to go in the third. That's where we're at. McKinney taking over now, going right to left towards the west. In shotgun formation is Zach Lee from their own 25-yard line. Throwing across the middle, Jared Farley. It's just like throwing pitch and catch. Farley makes the catch. And finally is that 8, 9, 10, 11 red jerseys around that area trying to bring down Jared Farley. 19 yards on the reception up to the 46-yard line. 44-yard line. We'll check down with Jonathan Leidy on the sidelines. Right after this play, we'll come down to him. It's 1st and 10 for McKinney. 10:03 left to go in the third, leading 21-17. Lee in the gun, Helt in the backfield. And Lee wants to throw right side. He overshoots Dario Jackson. It falls incomplete. Jonathan Leidy, what do you got down on the sidelines for us?
Guys, their defense is all huddled up over here. They're giving their speech about making the middle mistakes. I mean, the safety blew the coverage there over the top, as we spoke of during halftime, and led to a touchdown. And that last pass by Zach Lee was a little off of Dario Jackson's hands by about 10 yards. So they're going to try to fix the middle mistakes here and see what we can happen. We got a shootout here, guys. Back to y'all.
9:53 left to go in the third. And it is in fact a shootout unless McKinney can score. Well, I guess it'll be a shootout anyway. Lee wants to throw right side over the middle. And a great play by Emo. As Will Rogers, no, it wasn't. It was Kenneth Hudgens. Will Rogers was in the slot running up the right hash. Lee fired it in there, but Hudgens got his hand on it and knocked it away.
And if he didn't, that's a big play one way or the other. I'm not saying it's going to be a touchdown, but that was really a big play in terms of stopping the first down, because that's what that would have been for sure.
Uh-oh. 3rd and 10 here. They're 2 out of 4 on third so far tonight is the McKinney Lions. 2 receivers either side. Lee drops back 3 steps, looks across the middle, fires out right side. Dario Jackson first down at the 43. Going down the right side. He could be gone. Kiss him goodbye to the 5. It is touchdown time in Texas. 56 yards from Lee to Dario Jackson, his favorite touchdown receiver. His 10th touchdown reception of the year.
Oh, is that all? You know, we've seen a lot of touchdowns from these guys, and I'll tell you, right now, there's 2 problems for the Titans. One, they keep coming on a blitz, and with this offense and these quick timing routes they have, it's a matter of time. It's not an if, it's a when, and that's the win right there. And then the poor tackling out there on the outside, Jackson just squirted around.
Flags down before the extra point. We'll see what it is. C.J. Gonzalez kick looked like it was going to be true. Right now it's 27-17. We're awaiting the PAT. It's going to be against McKinney, so they'll back it up here. It'll be now what amounts to a 20. No, they'll mark it at the 12-yard line, 13-yard line. So it amounts to a 23-yard. Oh, actually, they're going to mark it at the 8. So the ball will be spotted at the 15. So it would be like a 25-yard field goal here for the extra point. Snaps down. The hold is down. The kick is up. No good. No good. So that penalty could be very costly in this football game. We'll see. 9:37 left to go in the third. 27-17. McKinney leading Frisco Centennial from Frisco. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
On 97.5 KLAK.
The JBS Express kickoff is in the air. It's going to be taken at the 5-yard line. They'll say he was down, and that's Emo at Aqua, and they'll mark him at the 5-yard line. He made the catch, and he went down to a knee when he caught it, and he tried to come up from that stance, and you can't do that. When your knee's on the ground in high school football, you're down.
Yep.
So
and it took him a while to make that call.
Yeah, and Frisco Centennial now deep in their own territory. That's why you kick the ball deep.
Yeah. You take more of a risk, but there's also a greater reward. And if your coverage team does its job, kicking it deep works every time.
Brian Singer will split out wide to the right. He's the young man who caught 5 touchdown passes last year against McKinney North at Pizza Hut Park. They'll split 3 receivers to the left. He doesn't have Mosikowski throwing to him tonight, though, either. Here's Antoine Mitchell, handoff at the middle. Emo at Aqua will escape past the 5, which is the line of scrimmage, and gain a couple to the 7. Devon Goldborn will stop at Aqua It'll be 2nd down and 8.
I'm going to take your eyes off the field for just a moment, Monty. Look down in the stadium right in front of us. You see a blue shirt. Do you see the logo on that shirt?
University of Kentucky.
You think she's related to anybody down there on the field?
I think probably so, and he's probably wearing a letter jacket and some slacks.
It's not a logo you see often in these parts.
Shotgun, Antoine Mitchell drops back, throws the screen pass out, and that's Emo and my goodness, Aqua. And he'll gain a couple of yards, maybe 5, near the first down, 7 yards, call it. Jordan Kilwine brings him down. Shy of the first down, it's going to be 3rd and close, 3rd and 1 with 8:39 and rolling here in the 3rd quarter. McKinney on top, 27-17.
Big play chance for the defense here, 3rd and 1. If you get a stop, your offense is in great shape.
2 receivers either side for Frisco Centennial. 4 down lineman for McKinney. Somebody jumped in the backfield, and that's Emo. The officials found Emo as he made one false start to the left. And you just can't do that on 3rd and 1 if you're Frisco Centennial. You just can't do that. If you're trying to hang in this football game, and really more than that, you're trying to hang in 9-4A.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure that's Emo.
It was. He just came out.
Oh, it was? Okay. Maybe that's why.
Tyler Maxey checks back into the football game, and he'll stand to the right side of Antoine Mitchell, the quarterback. Now it's 3rd and 6. 8:09 and rolling in the 3rd. Antoine Mitchell wants to throw, looks across the middle, chased out of the pocket. He's going to have to run, and he's down. No chance for a first down as he's stopped at the 11-yard line by, guess who? Corey Motherwell, along with Chris Ofiopka and Devon Goldborn.
And Monty, I can't tell you just the dynamics that penalty creates. Number one, you go from a 3rd and 1 to a 3rd and 6, but the other aspect is you basically go from the 14-yard line inside your own 10.
We've got 2 people back deep on 4th and 4. It's going to be a pooch, or it's going to be the quick kick. And Mitchell, it's blocked. He kicked it onto his own man. Motherwell get it. Motherwell blocked it. And McKinney's going to retain or have possession at the 3-yard line.
That's why you don't do a pooch kick for your everyday punting. Because no one in the right mind would have thought that the Titans were going to run for a 4th and 4 inside their own 15-yard line.
Well, that's why McKinney brought 2 returners, Dario Jackson and Matt Lipka, back deep to return that one.
That's just, I don't understand. Why don't you bring out the punt team? That's why you don't do that. You're 3 yards away from the line of scrimmage, and that's a heads-up play by Motherwell. By the way, I think somebody's making a play for the McKinney Gym Equipment Player of this game.
Oh, I mean, absolutely.
He's been all over the place.
Here's Lee, handoff to Brett, help up the middle, fighting his way. Is he in? And they're going to say he's down at the 1-yard line. 7:20 and rolling here in the 3rd quarter. McKinney on top, 27-17, but about to put it in again, it seems, with the ball at the 1-yard line. It was a block punt by Corey Motherwell, who's had an exceptional game tonight. Here's Lee, handoff, help, up the middle. It's touchdown time in Texas. A 1-yard touchdown by Brett Helt of the McKinney Lions. And you can add that to the stat book. It's now 33-17 awaiting the PAT.
Well, and that's something they needed, Monty. You know, I mean, after that first touchdown of the half, he kind of felt a little uncomfortable, but they've since answered with 2 touchdowns. And I just still can't get over that. Why quick kick in that part of the field?
Extra point. C.J. Gonzalez, who missed the one before. This is going to be a high kick. Looks like it's good, and it is. 34-17. McKinney doubling them up. 6:57 left to go in the 3rd. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. 34-17, McKinney leading Frisco Centennial here at Memorial Stadium in their backyard. And the JBS Express kickoff is going to be an onside kick, and it may be too short. I don't think it went far enough, and I think Frisco Centennial will have possession in McKinney territory. Yuck. That was the JBS Express something. I guess you'll call it that a kickoff. The Mike's Economy Transmission scoring drive recap. Only 2 plays, only 5 yards, only 30 seconds. It was a 1-yard touchdown by Brett Helt, which is his 14th of the year. And it gives McKinney a 34-17 lead with 6:57 left to go in the third quarter. We'll check down with Jonathan Leidy after this first down play for Frisco Centennial, who has the ball at the McKinney 47-yard line. Antoine Mitchell, low snap, digs it out, throws out to the right side. Singer catches it at the 50, running right side towards the east end zone. And he stays in bounds, but goes down at about the 42-yard line. Jordan Kilwine on the stop. Jonathan, what do you got on the sidelines for us?
Guys, that pump block by Corey Motherwell has just kind of put this game back at 3 possessions in order for Centennial to get back into this game. I mean, it is 17 points right now. That's 2 touchdowns, could only be a maximum of 16 points. So that kind of put a mental edge back into the Lions. Back up to y'all.
2nd down and 4 for Frisco Centennial. And Mitchell throws out to the right. It's caught by Hudgens, a great catch. He'll have the first down and more inside the 30. And they'll mark him down actually at the 31. They'll say his knee hit first. Corey Motherwell again on the stop for McKinney after the 11-yard passing catch.
I'm not sure I like John substituting because he keeps trying to throw in these academic things. You know, the halftime show, physics here, throwing in some, math. I'm a football guy. Come on.
I was told there would be no math. 6:09 left to go in the third. 34-17. Antoine Mitchell for Frisco Centennial wants to throw again. Now he's going to run. 35 up to the 30, spinning, and finally brought down at the 27-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and about 6 or 7 or so with 5:51 left to go in the third. So McKinney has 349 points on the year. The biggest average by a team is 35.54 per game. So let's say McKinney only plays 10 games. If they get shut out the next 2 weeks, they're pretty close to being the best offense ever in school history if they get shut out the next 2 weeks. Antoine Mitchell drops back, wants to throw. He's in trouble. Behind the line of scrimmage, Jamario Mack has him by the shirt, and he brings him down at the 37-yard line. A big loss of 9 yards will bring up 3rd in a truckload for Frisco Centennial.
One of the biggest signs to tell if a quarterback's comfortable or not is those happy feet that we've described for him a couple of times. And Monty, he has had that way too often, and that means he's already thinking about running. And you get a quarterback thinking about running, and he doesn't run right away, he does that happy feet, you've got him.
3rd down and 15 officially for Frisco Centennial, who's moving left to right. I don't have trying to get a score update for McKinney North and Denison. Mitchell drops back 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps under pressure, trying to throw the ball, and he heaves it down the field, and it's caught. Is it a touchdown? No, he dropped it. It's Washington, Matt Washington, who had the ball in the end zone. Looked like he was going to bring it down for the touchdown, but the ball ended up rolling out of his hands.
Yeah, he would like to have that one back. Not the best pass, but it still hit your hands, and that's in the end zone. I think the ground knocked it loose more than anything. But that's more of an example of what John highlighted at the halftime show. And Monty, this safety play for the Lions, that's been their weakest link on defense, and we've seen that way too many times tonight.
But it's been nice to have Jared Johnson back in that safety position. They lost him for so many weeks. Finally getting him back healthy, and it's made a difference. Since he's been back, they've only given up 14 and now 17 points on the season in the last 2 games. Here's Mitchell throwing it deep down the left side. Is it Dominique Gardner who goes up and comes down with it? No, it's incomplete, but a great play by the cornerback. Dominique Gardner went up and looked like he was going to pick it off.
And see, I'm not referring to necessarily Jared Johnston in the safety play. That one was the sophomore Travis Tarver. And like John said, these guys are having trouble coming over the top. And luckily in that situation, Dominique with some great corner play there. And you know what? These corners have played a heck of a game too. You know, other than this couple of safety lapses, I'd say this entire defense has played a really solid game.
Lipka near side along with Farley. And this is going to be Lee looking left side, looking for Lipka. That could be a flag, and it is. Duchesne Carroll gets up with his palms in the air as to say what? Still putting his palms in the air, but he was all over Lipka.
Let me help you, Carroll. If the ball doesn't touch the receiver yet, don't touch him. You clearly were all over him.
That was Manuel Duchesne Carroll, not to be confused with Emmanuel Duchesne Carroll, and not to be confused with Dominique Carroll. All related. Third penalty of the night for 35 yards against Frisco Centennial.
Boy, you know you have a bad night in penalties when your average is over 10.
First and 10 for McKinney. They'll spot the ball now at their own 48-yard line. Moving right to left. Lee, handoff, Helt. Big hole up the middle. Fighting for more yardage. Breaks a couple of tackles. First down to the 38-yard line. Brett Helt running like a freight train.
How do freight trains run?
Pretty tough. We may just call him Choo Choo. I don't know if he'll like that or not, but we'll call him Choo Choo. First down and 10 for McKinney after that big run. Here's Helt again up the middle. Breaks one tackle, breaks two tackles to the 32-yard line. 6 yards on the carry for Choo Choo. And we'll bring up second down and roughly 4 at the Frisco Centennial 31-yard line.
Got that update for you from the Denison North game midway through the third. Still only 44-0.
Yikes.
Well, maybe they won't get to 64. We can hope, right?
Yeah, we can hope.
3 touchdowns puts you at 65, and that'd be the record.
Timeout has been called by Centennial. We'll take 1-2. 34-17, McKinney in the lead at Frisco Centennial's Memorial Stadium. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Welcome back to Memorial Stadium here at Frisco. 3:14 left to go in the third, 34-17. The McKinney Lions are in the lead.
Clear.
Here's Lee wanting to throw left side, and he undershoots Lipka, who makes a great catch diving for it. Really, he went down to his feet to get that ball and somehow stayed on his feet. It's a first down at about the 25-yard line.
Maybe not on the first down. It's going to be awful close. And Lipka's telling and pleading his quarterback to get it up because he's right. If that's an accurate pass, then that's going to be a first down for sure. But the thing I don't think Lipka has a firm grasp on, his quarterback's under pressure. They are blitzing almost every play.
Well, the officials are actually Bobby Ray's talking to Dario Jackson and Zach Lee and Quinn Benson out there as they bring out the chains from the far side to the near side.
All the way as far across the field as you can get.
50-yard walk for the officials.
It appears it's going to be a little bit short from my perspective, and it appears to be about 6 inches short.
Well, in a library?
Well, you know, John says 6 inches, and the officials say at least 2 feet.
Not quite a Teddy moment, but
I'm not sure how John exaggerates, but we'll leave that one alone. 34-17, McKinney over Frisco Centennial. And they need apparently 6 inches, which is 2 feet for the first down. It'll be third.
Oh, the PA agreed with John.
Yep.
Third
Yep.
inches. Maybe we're fooled by the orange. I'm not sure.
Lee goes in the gun, and he's going to hand off to Helt, who runs like a freight train over right guard. He has the first down and more to the 20-yard line. Talk about Marion Barber. That's exactly the way Brett Helt runs. Dylan McDonald makes the stop for the Titans, but I'm not sure Dylan just didn't get run over.
Yeah, I'm going to vote for that one.
Choo Choo picks up the first down. We're under 3 minutes now in the third quarter. First and 10 from the 20-yard line. From the Frisco 20-yard line, Frisco Centennial. Lee goes in the gun, 2 receivers to either side. It's not Will Rogers in the slot, but Benson. And Lee looks that way, rolls that way to the right, throws, and it's caught by Jackson, and he goes out of bounds on the out route at the 16-yard line. Only a 4-yard gain on the pass, but a nice rolling throw by Zach Lee.
Monty, got a trivia question for you. Which starting quarterback in this game is playing safety right now?
Well, that would have to be Antoine Mitchell, I would think.
He's out there playing safety, and I'm not necessarily certain that's a good idea. You know, I mean, that guy's played a game, but he certainly hadn't used a lot of his energy quarterback, and I'm not sure safety's good for him.
Let's just say their backup quarterback is a sophomore, Nick Foster. Here's Lee wanting to throw down the right seam. It's caught by Benson, and he slings his way down to about the 6-yard line. 10 yards on the pass and catch inside the 10. And on the stop, Kenneth Hudgens.
That's a difficult play. You wouldn't know it if you didn't know football intrinsically. That was about as simple looking play as you can get. That ball was a little bit behind. No worries, I got it.
Lee, handoff, Helt up the middle, fighting. He's in the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas for Brett Helt. 6 yards and his second touchdown of the night. 40-17, awaiting the PAT.
I'm trying to think of what this offense can't do. And the only thing I can think of is have long drives.
Yeah.
I mean, they pass, they run. Long, short, doesn't matter.
Here's C.J. Gonzalez. His extra point is good. 41-17. McKinney in the lead over Frisco Centennial. 2:16 left to go in the third. Back in a moment. 97.5 KLAK. C.J. Gonzalez bangs the JBS Express kickoff deep to the end zone. And this is going to be Emo, who finds his way to the 50-yard line before brought down. Now flags will come in at the end of that play. 52-yard return by Emo Etowaka, and it looks like maybe a face mask on the end of that one.
Yeah, also, Monty, I want to quickly add, you talked about Nick Foster, the sophomore. He's warming up on the sidelines. Expect to see him in this series.
Rob Castro also down, the linebacker for Frisco Centennial, also obviously on the kick return team, and he's not making his way up very fast either. He threw his helmet off very quickly once he hit the ground. So I'm not sure what the injury might be. Of course, we don't want to speculate what that is. Nonetheless, it's 41-17, and it looks like we may have an extended timeout for Rob Castro down on the field for Frisco Centennial. Why don't we take a quick timeout? We'll have more McKinney football in just a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Welcome back to Memorial Stadium in Frisco, where McKinney's leading 41-17 over Frisco Centennial.
ISD football on 97.5 KLAK.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium in Frisco, where McKinney's leading 41-17 with 2:05 left to go in the third. Rob Castro, the linebacker for Frisco Centennial, is being helped off the field. Looks like he was holding his left knee, but we don't want to speculate. Had no idea what the injury might be officially, so we don't want to speculate on what that could be, but he is being helped off. Have a new quarterback in for Frisco Centennial. We mentioned that Antoine Mitchell, or Brandon pointed out that he was playing defense a moment ago, and Nick Foster, the sophomore quarterback, comes in and throws a swing pass out to the right side, and it's caught and dropped by Brian Singer. Corey Motherwell, along with Jordan Kilwine, actually it's just Kilwine, was out there with Prescott and Mack, who fell on the football and was trying to recover it for a fumble, but they ruled it incomplete.
Yeah, there's just one problem with that, Prescott. It's going to actually be possession first. You know what? I'd rather than do that and see a ball on the ground and say, nah, I'm not going to do anything.
Let's check that on the field with Jonathan Leidy right after this play and see what he's got down on the sideline. 41-17, McKinney in the lead. Foster, the quarterback, rolling out right, wanting to throw on the run, fires down and incomplete. He threw it way behind the intended receiver, Brian Singer. Actually, that's Kenneth Hudgens again. And, no, it is Singer. So, John, what do you got for us?
Guys, it's kind of a happy atmosphere down here on the McKinney High School sideline now that it got a little close there. If it was 21-14, the coaches weren't happy with the defense. But with that block, punt, and a couple touchdowns right there, now we got a 41-17 game. And coaches a little bit happier. I mean, they're still working the coverage still. I mean, you can't you're always working this week for next week and everything, so you can't just give up coaching in the middle of the game. Back up to y'all.
Third down and 10. This is Foster looking across the middle, firing across the middle, and it is complete. I believe that's Manuel Duchesne Carroll. at the 15-yard line, a 19-yard pass and catch for a first down, and Foster completes his first pass of his career. That is his first. Actually, this is his first series he's ever played on varsity.
Is it? I was kind of thinking if it was or not, but I'm not sure. He's obviously not a Mosikowski type sophomore.
He's not a big guy.
You wonder if he got called up because of the injury.
Well, he drops back 2 steps, throws over the right side. Singer makes the catch on the run, and he's hit immediately by Jamel Fee, who brings him down at the 15. No gain on the play. A great job by the cornerback coming over to put a hit on Singer as soon as he made the catch.
And Fee played nice. He could have really just sunk it into Singer.
You can hear the train going by in honor of Choo Choo, Brett Helt.
That was actually Prescott Mack on the tackle. Give credit to the right one at least. I don't want to give it to the wrong one.
Foster drops back, looks left side, throws left side in the flat. Tyler Maxey makes the catch at the 15. Is he going to stroll in? He makes a cutback and is knocked down at the 1-yard line. 14 yards, and he's knocked down by John Mirabeau. It'll be first and goal for Frisco Centennial at the 1, maybe the 2-yard line.
And that's exactly what the coaches want. John has been talking about that safety play, and I've noticed it more and more too. But John made a pretty good hit down, and you need to make sure as a safety you can cover the run and the pass.
2 receivers to either side for Frisco Centennial. Tyler Maxey in the backfield along with Foster, the quarterback, sophomore. Hands it off to Maxey, and he goes nowhere. Might have lost a yard. It'll be second down and goal as we're under 25 seconds now in the third quarter.
All right, looks like it for the quarter, Monty, as the offense looked like they were walking off the field. I guess not.
Ryan Hughes will make the stop on that play, which looks like will be the last play of the third quarter. McKinney on top, 41-17 here at Memorial Stadium in Frisco over Frisco Centennial. And you can hear the buzzer going off right before they got that one underway.
I don't think they knew it was the end of the quarter.
Yeah, I thought for a moment I spoke too soon. 41-17, McKinney in the lead over Frisco Centennial. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Welcome back to Memorial Stadium in Frisco, where McKinney's leading 41-17. And Frisco Centennial is knocking at the door here. Second down and goal from the 4 of McKinney. Foster, the quarterback, Nick Foster, the sophomore, wants to throw in the end zone to the left side. Hudgens makes the catch, actually at the 1, and he does roll in, so it's a touchdown for Frisco Centennial, which will bring our new score 41-23, awaiting the PAT.
You know, Monty, I've started to think about something. I don't know that this McKinney defense is as bad as it seems because of the points they give up. Because it's like, the Dallas Mavericks defense. They gave up a lot of points, not because they're a bad defense, but because they had such a high-powered offense. And if you have an offense that only takes 2 minutes per drive, as it looks like they're going for 2, by the way, if you got an offense that does only 2-minute drives, you're going to have a lot more opportunities for the other team to score.
Nick Foster wants to throw once again. Left side, pumps, now rolls out of the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run. He's got the 5 diving to the corner and can't get in. He's out at the 2-yard line, and that means no points on the 2-point conversion. Now McKinney Lion is down, and he's got his helmet on the carpet, and that's Ryan Harmon. You hope he's okay, and he does get up. Now he runs off the field. 11:55 left to go in the football game, and McKinney leading 41-23. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. 41-23, McKinney in the lead over Frisco Centennial. 11:55 left to go in the football game. The JBS Express kickoff is going to be lined up for in just a moment. The Mike's Economy Transmission Scoring Drive recap, 7 plays, 33 yards for Frisco Centennial, 2 minutes and 21 seconds off the clock. Nick Foster, the sophomore quarterback, threw out to Kenneth Hudgens for his second touchdown reception of the night, and it's now 41-23. The 2-point conversion try was no good. Here's the JBS Express kickoff. It's going to be taken by Lipka, 3 yards deep in the end zone. He'll backpedal 2 more yards, and he'll down it 5 yards deep in the end zone. So McKinney will take over from their own 20 as Lipka runs out and kind of sidesteps with Jared Farley, and looks like they're having fun out there.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that we'd like to see more of because you only do that when you win. And an interesting stat handed to me by Kevin McPherson, there's been 6 total possessions in this second half, which isn't a lot. 5 of them for both teams combined have gone for touchdowns. The only one that did was that punt block.
1st and 10 for McKinney. Zach Lee and company still out there, and they're going to hand off to Choo-Choo. And he'll bump his way and break more tackles to another big yard gain of 15 out to the 35-yard line. Another first down for the McKinney Lions. It'll be first down again.
This Centennial defense is getting tired.
69 yards on 15 carries for Choo-Choo. That being
I don't
Brett
know if that's
Helt.
a sanctioned nickname
I like Choo-Choo. I think.
We'll ask John Leidy if he likes it.
1st and 10, hand off to Brett Helt up the middle. I'll call him Helt if you want me to.
Oh, I don't care.
We'll call it 8 yards on that carry. 2nd down and 2 coming up. 11:25 and rolling in the game. McKinney leading 41-23.
Just sort of sounds feminine to some degree, and I don't think you want your bruising Marion Barber style running back to sound feminine. Yeah, baseball, like Kevin said, that might be all right. I mean, the old George Carlin bit about the differences, but a fullback style running back, I'm just not sure that fits.
All right, well, we'll reconsider.
If he's okay
tell you
with
what,
it.
we'll ask after the game if Choo-Choo is okay. 2nd down and 2 for McKinney. And Lee wants to roll out left. Now he wants to throw. He's got Lipka, and he makes the catch at the 44-yard line and is knocked out of bounds, hit hard, but that doesn't phase Lipka. 11 yards on the pass and catch, and another first down for McKinney as they just keep moving the sticks. That's what they do.
Yeah, and they do it fast, and try to slow it down if you can. That might be the weakness of the offense. It's real funny. You could probably take snippets of our broadcast, play it for somebody, and say, is that a football broadcast? We just go off on some weird tangents sometimes. Makes me just laugh.
1st and 10 for McKinney, left to right, headed towards the east end zone. Handoff Brett Helt. Choo-Choo. Call him what you want. Call it almost another first down. Another 8-yard gain for Brett Helt. And this Centennial defense, they don't want any part of Brett Helt. They're just they're touching him. They don't want any part.
Well, he's looking to touch somebody.
Kevin McPherson
says.
Kevin McPherson says they're jumping off the tracks.
Come on. Isn't it fun to be able to laugh a little bit?
2nd down. All is well when you're winning.
Oh,
right?
you bet.
45 points a game and everything's fun.
Well, they're 4 points short of that one, so.
9:50 left to go, and here's Helt up the middle, big hole up to the 25, stumbling his way down to the 22-yard line. Another first down for Brett Helt, and it's almost like Emmett time. In the 4th quarter, Kenneth Hudgens makes the stop. Remember, in the heyday of the 90s, in the 4th quarter, it was automatic Emmett, and right now it's automatic Helt. The freight train, Choo-Choo, whatever you want to call him.
It's funny, Monty. No matter what they do, they can run, they can pass. This drive's only 2 minutes. That's like the trademark of this Lion offense. It's a 2-minute drive.
1st and 10 for McKinney at the Frisco Centennial 22. This is another carry right up the middle by Brett Helt, and this time they stayed on the tracks. He only gains 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7. The last time McKinney had at least 4 wins in a season was 2006 when they went 4-6. The last time they had more than that was 2004. That's Jared Foyt's year when they went 8-3 and made that trip into the playoffs. Here's Lee wanting to throw it to the right side. Dario Jackson almost makes a circus catch with his right hand at the goal line, but it falls incomplete. He was being covered by Emo Edakwa, who we heard a lot of in the first half, not so much in the second half. New score. Well, we have somebody else making their somebody else wants a new nickname other than Choo-Choo. They call him the Helt Express.
He's not fast. Express implies quick.
Well, we'll see. Maybe
we'll come up with something.
Possibly.
Diesel?
Maybe. Here's
Diesel
Lee
engine?
wanting to throw across the middle. He's got Farley who makes the catch at the 5-yard line, and that'll be another first down for McKinney. 13 yards on the pass from Lee to Farley, who's had a big night. He had a big first half, not so much in the second half yet, anyway.
Yeah, there's still time left.
2 touchdowns in the first half for – actually, let me correct myself there. Dario Jackson had one of the touchdowns.
Personal foul, roughing the passer on the Titans.
Wow.
Not that it matters too much when you're inside the 10. It's just half the distance to the goal. But
502 yards total offense by McKinney to 251 for Frisco Centennial. Doubled them up. And almost double on the scoreboard.
Yeah, that's – boy.
Ball's at the 3-yard line. First and goal from the 3. Handoff, Helt, and Choo-Choo goes in for the touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown by Choo-Choo Helt. And it's now 47.
So I guess we're not waiting until he proves it.
Now 47 to 23, awaiting the PAT. Yeah, well. Well, C.J. Gonzalez on for the extra point. He'll put this one up, and this one will be good. 48-23, McKinney in the lead with 8:31 left to go in this game. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Welcome back to Memorial Stadium, where the JBS Express pooch kick is underway again. It's going to be taken and dropped by Matt Washington at the 36-yard line, and he falls back on it. So Frisco Centennial will retain possession, moving right to left with 8:30 in this game. The Mike's Economy Transmission scoring drive recap. Brett Helt scores on a 3-yard touchdown after a 9-play, 80-yard drive that took 3 minutes and 24 seconds off the clock. And McKinney now leads 48-23. They're above their average of 45 points per game on the season. And we have 8:30 left to go in the game. 58-0, Denison over McKinney North with 3 minutes to go, I believe. 4 minutes to go.
So the most given up in the game's
64.
Danger. 1 touchdown, and that's eclipsed.
2 receivers to the right. Nick Foster, the sophomore quarterback, throws right, and he throws to Tyler Maxey out of the backfield, being chased down by Jordan Kilwine. And Kilwine, along with Prescott Mack, will bring him down after a 10-yard gain right at the stick, about 46 yards, or about the 46-yard line. Let's check down with Jonathan Leidy. John, what do you got for me?
Guys, after Zach Lee took that hit for the personal foul there on that last offensive drive, Coach Ray's decided to take him out of the game and put Ronald Rockamore in for the next possession. So nothing's wrong with him. It's just he's taking him out, doesn't want anything to happen to him. Back up to y'all.
Very wise decision. They've got their 45 points where they average, so Ronald Rockamore will come into the game. Nick Foster into the game right now for Frisco Centennial. Flushed out of the pocket, rolling right. Thought about throwing, but he was past the line of scrimmage. He tucks it, and he meets Jordan Kilwine after about 4 yards. And Frisco Centennial now moves inside McKinney territory at the 47-yard line. 7:47 and rolling. McKinney on top, 48-23.
And just so you know, Rockamore's the most linebacker-looking quarterback you'll ever see.
Yeah, he is.
And he's a lot of fun to watch just because of that right there.
He's a basketball player, for one. Very tall. Rockamore, when he comes into the game, he's 6'5", 230. This is going to be Tyler Maxey on the carry. And he's going to spin a couple of times and finally spin down into the arms of Eric Husner. And that'll be a loss of 1. We'll bring up 3rd and 5. Actually, 3rd and 6, I believe, with 7:10 and rolling here in the 4th. Ball will be spotted at the 49, still inside McKinney territory. Third down at 6, under 7 minutes now. 3 receivers to the right for Frisco Centennial. The sophomore, Nick Foster, in the gun. Drops back 2 steps, steps up in the pocket, and nearly sacked, somehow escapes. Throws it on the run, and it's incomplete. He was under all kinds of pressure. Saw Tyler Maxey, his fullback, who was out in the slot, tried somehow to get it to him, but he was just, it's a lot of pressure for a sophomore, and you can see it finally got to him.
Yeah,
there.
I think he said something along the lines of, "Hey, I'm a sophomore, please don't do this to me." There are quarterbacks out there, one's playing on the other side, one's playing, just down the street. McKinney, who can do as sophomore basically what a junior can do, but It ain't easy playing at the varsity level when you're a sophomore or freshman. I'll tell you.
Talk about Zach Lee, who had 7 touchdown passes last year, has 27 this year from sophomore to junior. Here's Nick Foster, who throws out, and it's complete down the right side. No, it's complete to Timmy Fuller. Fuller into the game. We hadn't seen him yet, but he makes the catch. Jared Johnson on the stop, and it'll bring the ball inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. 16 yards on the pass and catch.
You think that's Foster's way of saying, sophomore, huh?
Yeah.
Do this.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great throw down the right side on the right sideline.
Boy,
2 receivers to either side. Foster drops back, throws right side again, and this time it's Foster or Singer who makes the catch, and he'll roll out of bounds 2 yards short of the first down.
You can tell it's a blowout feeling.
Well, 48-23, McKinney in the lead, and kind of stumbling all over my words here as there's 6:30 left to go, and this one's it's just becoming a rout.
I'll give credit to the Titans. They're not playing like it's done. Conceivably, I could see it's not.
2nd down and 2. Foster wants to throw again. Left side, sets up the screen, and it is tipped up and down. Ryan Hughes was right in the face of Timmy Fuller, and that's another one of those that falls incomplete. But Fuller, he tapped it up 4 or 5 times, and it finally fell on the ground incomplete. 3rd down and 2. Lots of new faces into the game for Frisco Centennial as well. It's split out wide left is Drew Peters. It's the first time we've seen him tonight. Manuel Duchesne's brother, Emmanuel Duchesne, is now in the slot. He's on the depth chart behind Hudgens, who's caught 2 touchdowns, and Hudgens is out of the game now. Foster looking right side, throws across the middle for Singer, who has to dive for it, and it's incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 2 with 6:19 on the clock.
And that's kind of odd, that play. Nick Foster looked every bit a sophomore. That was just an awkward-looking throw from his throwing motion. And obviously the pass didn't get to where it wanted to. So, sometimes sophomores just need playing experience.
To me, and you can second-guess this all night long. The problem for Frisco Centennial obviously hasn't been on the offensive side, but it's been on the defensive side. However, I will say that, man, you've got a weapon in Emo out there, and he hasn't been out there in the second half. Here's Foster sliding in and out of traffic, and he throws an incomplete pass, and McKinney will take over at their own 25-yard line. And 6:13 left to go in the game, and they lead 48-23. But really, if I don't want to second guess Mark Howard. He's a good coach. He's been here for a long time, but it looked to me like the most dangerous that Frisco Centennial had been tonight on offense at any point was when they put the ball in the hands of Emo at Aqua.
Yeah, the sole exception might be that first drive, but if you have to make one drive your exception, that ain't going to cut it. You need to find a player.
And we found out, early on, doing research when we covered them before, here's Ronald Rockamore looking to hand off to someone. No one is there. He didn't just immediately run. He stood there for a second as if to say, hey, where are you guys at?
They sit in practice. They don't blow the whistle, and that doesn't work.
And then he finally took off and ran.
It was like, hey, you can come back and take this? All right, I'll take it. I don't know if it was his fault or the runner's, because the runner went behind him. He's just kind of standing there holding the ball.
That was one of the funniest plays I've ever seen in high school football.
Yeah. This is a fun game.
2nd down and 10. Left to right for McKinney, trying to burn this one up. 5:38 to go. And this is going to be a handoff up the middle. Damian Willis, I believe. No, that's a new running back into the game. Matt Parkman into the game on offense. No, it is Willis. That's Damian Willis, and it's going to be Chris McMurray on the stop for Frisco Centennial.
Not for any pure effectiveness, but I'd like to see that last play again.
Maybe True Image Productions. Maybe they could. Maybe they could put that out there.
I'm sure.
Maybe on YouTube or something. That was pretty funny.
I'm sure Chris can do a fun, editing job for that for us.
3rd down and 9 for McKinney at their own 26-yard line. Ronald Rockamore drops back, wants to throw, looks across the middle, fires across the middle. Is caught by Quinn Benson for a 1st down at the 37-yard line. 11 yards on the pass and catch. And here's one thing, if Zach Lee is ever in trouble and has to miss some time, it's not much of a downgrade to Ronald Rockamore, who he can fire the football out. I mean, obviously anytime you lose a kid like Zach Lee, it's going to be a huge loss. But it's not like they have to change the entire philosophy of the football team if he does.
Now they just changed the look of their football team from a smaller kid to a linebacker.
Well, if 6'4", 195 Zach Lee is small, here's Willis up the middle, and he fights his way over left guard for 4 yards to the 41.
You want to put Lee next to Rockamore and say he's not?
No, Rockamore's huge. There's no doubt about it. Rockamore's 6'5", 230, and he makes Lee, who's 6'4", 195, looks very, very small.
I'll tell you, if I'm Rockamore, rather a defender with Rockamore headed in my direction, I'm running. Okay, we got a final, Monty, and it's not a record breaker, only 58-0.
Second down and 6. Rockamore in the gun, looking left side. Now he's going to run. Rockamore, wow, Bam Morris to the 50-yard line and a first down.
Well, this has just got to be a shotgun to the face of the Titans when Rockamore comes in here and you think, all right, now we get a breather, and then just moving to.
That was a long striding big man. As Kevin McPherson tells me, the 25th first down of the night for the McKinney Lions. John Leidy, what do you got down there? Talk to us.
Guys, you see Ronald Rockamore in the game, and the plays that are being run are not exactly the plays that are being called from the sideline. He's having to make a lot of adjustments there, and you're seeing a lot of what Ronald Rockamore is all about. Back up to y'all.
All right.
That's one way to say it.
And Damian Willis. There's a big hole to the left side. Willis to the far sideline. He lowers his shoulder and goes down inside the 40 to the 39-yard line in Frisco Centennial territory. 3:08 left to go in the game. McKinney leading 48-23.
And the best thing about that play is he didn't take the open route to the sideline. He said, I'm going to let that clock run. Because right now, the sole purpose of this offense is not to do anything else but take time off the clock.
All right, let's put this in perspective. The most points by a McKinney team ever is 566 points scored. That was by the 1986 team, but that was in 16 games. Here's Willis up the middle, and he fights his way through one tackle and on his way to a first down. So 566 points in 16 games for the 1986 McKinney Lions. That's a team that played in the state final game. They went 14-2, and that's an average of 35.38 points per game. So this 2008 team needs 200 points to catch that team, and they played twice as many games.
Well, and they'll have 2 regular season games left.
Unbelievable. Handoff, Willis, left tackle again, and he squirts free for about 2 yards. Second down and 8 coming up as we near the 2-minute mark.
And the win today guarantees a playoff game. So 3 games to do 200, 67 points. That's not out of the realm of possibility. Not likely. I think they'll need at least a third or a second playoff game, and we hope they do.
McKinney moves to 4-1 in district. The Centennial Titans of Frisco move to 3-2.
And if we can get Gene just to tell us in our ear what the Liberty Sherman score is, that'll let us know if the Titans are in the playoffs or not.
Second down and 8 as Matt Parkman checks in.
31-3 Sherman.
And Parkman's going to get the handoff up the middle, and he goes down after about a maybe 2-yard gain. And we hear Sherman wins.
So that means that everybody, I didn't get the score, but that means we know who our playoff teams are. And that'd be Sherman Denison, the Lions, and in this case, Centennial. And the thing is, this keeps the Lions squarely in shape.
Well, we haven't found the outcome of the Frisco and Wakeland game yet.
Okay, that has huge playoff implications.
Both of them 0-4 in district coming in.
Oh, so okay, never mind. I was wrong on that one.
3rd and 6 as we're under a minute now.
I thought it was Sherman Denison. I'm sorry. That's what you said.
What a game that'll be the last week of the season. Handoff Parkman. This will be the last carry of the game, and he's going to squirt free to the 23-yard line, but it doesn't really matter. Well, there's 37 seconds. Yeah, they'll have to stop the clock to move the chains here if, in fact, it is a first down. It's very close. The ball is going to be spotted at the 24. They are going to move the chains, so the clock will start with 37 seconds here in just a moment. One play later, and I think we're going to be done.
Yep.
48-23, McKinney is going to win tonight, their 4th game of the year. And they're going to move to 4-1 in district. Rockamore takes the knee, and that's it. That's your ball game. Hello, playoffs.
Here's an odd stat for you. The Lions didn't call one timeout this whole game. I don't know that I've ever called a game when that happened.
You don't see that very often. As Frisco Centennial will walk off the field, they'll shake hands at the center field stripe. And time expires. 48-23, McKinney wins tonight at Memorial Stadium in Frisco. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.